Alright, so let's kick things off. So, the Sunsteel Syndicate, in the midst of some preparations for a new trek, a new adventure to the northern parts of the country to help Varys find his friend who's apparently sighted there, decided that it would be prudent to obtain some horses as a more efficient means of transportation across the country. Varys did some research in the city and was pointed to a suburb outside, just to the east a little bit, to a small hamlet, and meeting up with the rest, you stopped by the Ivory Hall, looked at the available jobs and contracts, and happened to find one that was right within the vicinity of where you were heading. So, you took that contract, which was to eradicate an infestation of these small creatures called Sorrowsworn, and so that's what you did. You went to the village, found some of the underground caverns and aquifers for where this nest of Sorrowsworn had set up shop and were causing some sort of infestation adversely affecting the agriculture in the area. And there was a swarm of them. There were quite a few, but you managed to kill them off, collect your reward, and now you're back topside after having met with the resident Dai of the hamlet. It's still a cloudy day, not as cold as has been recently, but you've been pointed toward the farm where the horses are, the Cento farm, which is just a little bit further down the way. So, Sunsteel Syndicate, as you are now just leaving the premises of the Dai with your new payment in hand, what do you want to do?
I think it's time to get some Hanses.
Yes, let's go.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
I think I disconnected for a second there. I don't know what happened.
So,
Okay.
to the Hanses. The horses.
Horses.
We're gonna go to the Cento
Get a
farm.
Horse.
Okay.
Alright, and we have a direction, we have money, and
Yes.
I mean, should take a short rest at some point, but I think
I should add the money to.
I think I did.
Did you add it to my
Yeah.
inventory? Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's go find
Let's
this horse.
start walking.
Alright. So you head back out to the main road and you head further down, and at this point you're kind of leaving the central concentration of the buildings within this hamlet and getting more into the farming territory. All around you, it's pretty wide open space. There's not like trees or orchards over here. A lot of it is mostly pasture. You've seen cows, you've seen horses, you've seen pigs and goats. But even as you're continuing down, you're still getting a little bit further away than the rest of it. Eventually, Varys, you come across it was the third one or so that the Dai had pointed you towards. This other farmhouse. It's not nearly as big as the Dai's was, although there is a certain sense of wealth that kind of comes off this just from an outer perspective. It looks nicely kept. All of the grounds are kept clear of snow for the most part, and you can see there's the wooden fence and pasture land that's kind of encircling another building that looks to be a barn or a stable of some kind. The stable doors are currently open, and there's just kind of a wide open space. It's the whole property. It's not fenced off like the Dies was. You can just kind of walk up to either the house or to the stable property itself.
Okay, but everything's just kind of open. Does it look like there's anybody in the stable?
Make a perception check from this distance.
Yeah. I don't know why I don't have my dice prepped. Give me 1 second. Perception. Yeah, okay. I want to say that's a 12. Oh, it was a 13.
Okay. As you're kind of walking, you get a good angle to the doors that are open, and the doors on the opposite side of the stable are open as well, so there's a nice through light of light that's coming in. You see it looks like one horse is being escorted and pulled out towards the back. It does look like there are people in the stable.
I'm gonna call out to the person. I'll get a bit closer, kind of wave my hand and call out to the person who's walking the horse out. Good day. Hello.
Okay, so you begin walking and approaching. Another person, it wasn't the person who was escorting the horse, but there's another one that kind of comes out to the side, kind of steps outside. It looks like he's kind of rubbing his hands. Looks to be a younger man. His hair's a bit long, just a little bit of stubble. He kind of squints out at this oncoming groom, just like, yeah, hello, can I help you?
Yeah, good day. I heard that you sell horses over here.
I can buy horses.
Yeah, a few horses.
All right then. One moment. And he kind of drops his rag and he runs back in, presumably toward the person who is escorting the horse out toward the back. As you've now come closer, you smell the scents of a proper stable of hay, a little bit of manure. But you can see it looks like a couple dozen stalls that are lining both sides of the stable. And it looks like a quarter of them are occupied at the moment, but the ones that you do see, as you approach, you see a few horses' heads kind of peek out over the stall and just kind of like look towards you. They have the kind of the horse blanket things around most of their body to keep them warm. And it looks like there's 3 or 4 of them, but they just kind of look out and just kind of turn their heads towards you and just kind of stare at this new group of people with those long faces and large brown eyes.
I want to kind of start wandering down the aisle, unless anybody stops me, and just kind of like looking at the horses and seeing if I make an immediate connection with any of them.
Okay, there's a few. They all kind of just watch your gaze. They maintain their gaze as you kind of walk in. It seems horses are a bit more curious than other animals might be, and they appear to be fully well acquainted with the touch of humans. You don't see any sort of inclination for them to kind of shrink away. They're fully accustomed to humans. Go ahead, make a general animal handling check, just to see.
All right, got a 10.
A 10? Okay. That's pretty standard. Let's see which one.
The most standard.
Okay. There is one horse that seems to kind of regard you, and as you kind of make eye contact, its head kind of lifts up a little bit, like it's asserting dominance or something like that. But it does seem to, you see its nostrils flare and its ears kind of move towards you. This horse is, you see, is a dark brown color around the head. It's got the white stripe down the middle, and the mane is kind of the blonder hair, but there is a little bit of gray to it. It seems that this is an older horse, and as you compare to the rest one, seems to be the oldest of the ones that are currently within the stable. And at this
Kind
point,
of stand up straight.
yeah, and at this
A little
point,
bow.
okay, you do the bow. At this point, the younger man returns with the other person. There is a family resemblance. This other man looks older. He's balding on top, has a salt and pepper hair going on. It's more of a skull cap, a Benjamin Franklin skull cap than anything, but it's like pulled back into a ponytail. He's bringing back some saddle and leading equipment. And as he walks up to you, he says, "Oh, so saying hi to Kaiser there. He's our oldest
Kaiser, eh?
one. That's right. This Kaiser, he's kind of getting up there in his days, but he's of good breeding stock. I understand that you are interested in looking for some horses to purchase. Is that correct?"
Kind of turned to look at Varys.
Yeah, that's correct. We heard that this is the place to get some horses. We're looking for something to travel with, so something that's a bit stronger.
Well, that's what we deal in, riding horses. As far as the place to get horses, I don't know much about that, but we are the most conveniently located for those within the city. Why don't you come back here and you can see all the other horses. We'll get the rest of these out. We're just getting them out so they can get their exercise in. And so you're let out, and the other horses are out there. They kind of form in, there's like two kind of main clusters that they've kind of gathered in. They're kind of, it looks like they're socializing. Some of them are trying to pick at the grass, what lays dormant beneath a very thin layer of snow. And within a moment,
no way I keep getting out of here.
and a few moments later, the rest of the horses are all back out. And you can see there's quite a diversity of horses available. The younger one comes up to you and is like, "So all the horses that we care for here, they retired from service. A lot of them were riders for the courier service, or were just other personal horses that the riders couldn't care for anymore. And so we just kind of keep them here, make sure they get their exercise in, and get everything that they need. And so they're all broken in. They're all experienced with riding, and I guess just kind of take a look around and see if there's any that kind of catch your fancy."
Yeah, won't we take a look around? And well, are there any that are particularly young or useful? Are there some that are a little bit older?
Well, there's quite a range. Our youngest one, and he kind of points over to this gray horse that has thin brown spots on its pattern. That over there, that's Shasta. He's our youngest of all the horses. He's in his 9th year. It's a bit. The people who cared for him ran into a bit of an accident, some financial troubles. They couldn't really care for him any longer, and so they sold him to us. He seems to like it here, though. He's our youngest, but our oldest would be Kaiser, and he points over to the horse that Ignatz had seen before, and he's in his 18th year. And as you point him out, he kind of goes into a break trot and just begins trotting around the enclosure of the pasture. And there's a second one that also kind of gallops after him, and the two of them just kind of go running a few laps, just kind of around the space.
Does Kaiser seem like he's still in pretty good shape?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
While you do note that there is age to him, he's maintaining the lead in this little mock race that has broken up between the two of these horses. You're not terribly acquainted with horses. You've seen a couple every once in a while. They are within certain units of the watch. He's probably older than an organization like the Palisade might want, doing normal rounds and stuff, but there's no inclination, any sign of age, other than what you've been told. He seems to be of hardy stock.
Great.
As I look around, are there any horses that look just like a nice clean coat, like an even color of like a brown or a black or a white, like just an even?
Yeah, there are a number. There are some that are dark brown, some that are more of a golden color. So there's one that's really dark brown, one that's a lighter brown, a golden color. There's two brown ones actually. One that kind of has a reddish sheen to it, and one that kind of has this bluish gray cast.
And that one there has got a little bit of blue in it. What's that one's name? What do you call that one?
That one's Jade. Jade's a mare. She's in her 14th year currently, but she and Hades kind of get along a bit, and he points to Hades, and Hades is the reddish colored one, and the two of them are just doing the thing where they're like, one's facing this way and the other one's facing this way, and they're just kind of like have their heads turned towards each other and are just kind of like cleaning each other, I guess. They're just kind of like hanging out. Parker will reconnect soon.
I will reconnect. Why do I keep disconnecting? What is wrong with?
Well, I think usually when you disconnect, we can hear you. We can hear you, we just can't see you.
It's like your thing freezes.
It's so weird. I wonder why it's happening. I didn't have this problem yesterday.
The internet, man. The internet.
So you're saying that probably best to keep the two of them together?
Well, horses are pretty social in general. I mean, they're used to it. They're used to their work. I don't think it would affect them too much as long as. I mean, I assume you're some sort of. If you're traveling together, if you keep them together, they'll be fine, regardless of who goes with you. It's just that horses are a bit more social than most people think. It's really important that they get time together and things like that.
Alright, then best not to separate the pair. So it'll take a lot of them. And are there any others, as I look around, that kind of stand out to me as being like particularly like what's the word I'm looking for? Like energetic, that seem just kind of.
Well, there's the two that are running around. They all appear to be in good health.
Okay.
So there's Kaiser who was running, and the other one that was running was a black horse with brown spots, kind of chasing after Kaiser. Those ones seem to be the two that have the most need for speed, as it were. There's most of them just kind of hang about. They just kind of watch you from where they're at. There are two, however, that begin walking up towards the group. And there's one of them that is kind of this chestnut color with white spots. It just kind of trots up to you, and the ears kind of pointed towards you. Who's got the biggest pack on currently?
Oh, it'd be Ignatz.
That'd be me, yeah.
So it trots up to Ignatz and just kind of nuzzles the pack. And the man's just like, it goes, oh, that right there, that's Ash. Ash is, asking for treats. She's a smart one when it comes to packs and stuff. Don't feel obligated to give her any. She's fine. She's just been fed. The other one
Kind of looked at Ash.
The other one that has
Turned to Ash.
the other one that just trotted up was I'm sorry, that was Levi, the one that picked up you.
Levi.
Was the chestnut, and then the black on brown, or black with brown spots, was Ash. And Ash has just kind of come up to you, the group as well, just kind of looking at you expectantly? Question mark?
Well, they seem friendly.
Yeah, Ash and Levi, they've been, I suppose that you could say they're the friendliest. They're the most, the ones that thrive the most on humans, it seems. Everybody else is they kind of do their own thing. And you kind of look over in the distance, and there's one horse that's just kind of by herself, who's, just kind of picking at the grass, kind of turns to look at you, and then thinks that she's seen enough, and then just goes back to her own thing. There is quite a spread of personality among the horses available here.
Nice.
You know, Mallory, that one kind of reminds me of you. Oh, there. Look at it.
No, I kind of want that one, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I bet you do.
You can hate the world together.
Woohoo!
With that one, he points out, oh, that one's Lista. She's kind of a stubborn one. She's been here the longest. She's, yeah, she's been here for a while. That's all he says.
Alright, well, any of this stand out to you guys?
I'm gonna just walk over to Kaiser, kind of look him in the eye, and kind of like cross my arms and say, how do you think Kaiser would fare with adventurers? We find ourselves in scraps every now and again, and I'd like a horse that knows when to run away and when to kick.
At this point, the Master Sento, the old man, approaches and says, "Well, Kaiser, he's definitely been through some things. He was originally bred for horse racing. He hails, or his stock rather, hails from Saurin. He did some courier work for the front lines of the Palisade some years, but there was an injury that he did sustain that prompted him to retire from service, and so he came over here. He's been healed up, so there's no further impairment. You've seen him running around. He's fine. But if you're looking for a horse that isn't afraid, won't bolt at loud sounds, Kaiser will do you well in that regard."
Alright. I'll reach out my hand and pat him on the head. I like this one.
Make an animal handling check.
8.
Okay. He kind of he lets you put his hand on it for.
Oh wait, do I still have my inspiration from before? Can I use that?
Sure, go ahead, use it.
I think I do. I'm gonna use it. 9.
Okay. So you put your hand out a little bit faster than Kaiser would have liked, and he just kind of moves away. He just turns his head away just a little bit. He doesn't back away fully, but there seems to still be a little bit of a barrier between the two of you.
We'll get to know each other.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny because I've got this table of the horses, but the angle that I'm looking at them on my second monitor makes me mess up my information. So, a correction here. The other one that was chasing Kaiser was not the black and brown. It was a golden, yellow, and white kind of splotched horse with white hair. And Ilea is gravitating towards that one currently, trying to approach it as that mare is still kind of trotting around. Hasn't gotten the race legs out yet.
Okay. So for me, of the ones that are that we mentioned, or if there's a different one, are there any that look particularly neat? Seem to
Clean and
orderly,
orderly.
tidy. Yeah.
Is there one washing its hooves in the trough?
In the trough, that would be
Like a raccoon.
I mean,
apparently they wash their hands.
they all look clean. I mean, they've all been cared for. They all look upbrushed. If you're looking for one that has like just a clean uniform coat, there are a number of those. There's brown, there's gold, and then there's the red and blue ones that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to separate those two, and it sounds like Ainsley's going to go for the moody one. So.
The moody one.
The moody one.
It's really good.
I think I'll walk up to the brown one.
Okay.
Okay, and I just kind of want to get a feel for it. Does it?
Okay.
How does it react to me coming up to it?
You approach the brown one. Has a dark black mane. Just kind of sitting there grazing on the dormant grass beneath. It's kind of in a cluster with a few other horses. Make an animal handling check.
I'm back. Got a 6.
Oh, okay. As you approach, most of them just kind of look up from their grazing, look at you, and then turn their heads and trot away in a different direction.
We all right then. I'll walk over to the golden one then.
Okay. You walk over to the golden one. This one was in the other cluster. Make another animal handling check.
That one's a 16.
Okay.
There you go.
So you approach a little bit closer this time. Yes, these horses are accustomed to human presence, but you're not sure the last time that they had outsiders, apart from the other two stable keepers, kind of come in and visit them within their pasture. However, as you get closer, this golden one has a light yellow coat with, bright white hair and on its mane. Its head moves up and just kind of watches you. Has both of its ears pointed towards you. You seem to have its attention.
What's this one called? What
The younger one comes up. It's like, "That already there? We call him Prince. He's also a bit older. He's not quite as old as Kaiser, but he's a good one. Really not much. too much noteworthy about him. He follows kind of the same story as most of the horses here. Just came in, no longer able or no longer wanted for the work he did.
I'm just gonna kind of extend my hand, kind of like a palm up. Just kind of extend my hand out to it. To like, hey, look at you. Look like a fine fella.
You see the ears kind of move towards you as you're talking to him. The big brown eyes, just kind of watching at you. He seems interested.
Right there. Alright, well, I think I'll take this. Mallory, have you made a choice? Mallory?
Yeah, I think I want to try and go talk to the one try and get the one that didn't like anyone to like me.
Okay. As you start heading towards the younger man is like, good luck with that one. And the older man kind of comes up and folds his arms, and they're just gonna wait and see how this goes. So, Mallory, as you begin walking towards this horse, who is by herself, she's not even clustered by the other horses, it's just kind of grazing. You get to within 30 feet of the horse before she looks up and looks at you. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Okay, I'm sure I have I have a +2. Oh, okay. 19.
Okay. So as the head turns towards you, you stop, and you just kind of pretend like you're looking off in a different direction, like you weren't heading towards her, and you just kind of act aloof. The rest of you kind of watch as the horse's ears suddenly move towards Mallory, and kind of turns the side to the head, and you can see the one eye is obviously looking at her. And you kind of sit there and you wait for a minute, and you just kind of begin wandering like a drunken moth, snaking around kind of towards the horse. And the whole time, the horse is not looking directly at Mallory, but has kind of the head side. Occasionally the ear will flick towards her. Go ahead and make another animal handling check.
17.
Okay. So as you begin getting a little bit closer, there are a few times where she kind of shuffles in place and goes back to grazing a little bit. And for those of you who are watching, it's almost like the horse is eating, pretending to ignore Mallory, but is still kind of interested, the ear occasionally flicking over towards her. Eventually you get close to this horse, and she rears her head and just kind of looks at you. Make one more final animal handling check.
Okay. 16.
Okay, all good rolls.
Consistently very good.
So you slowly just kind of... Yeah, you approach your hand, your arms are still folded as the horse is watching you, just kind of like kicking at the kind of muddy grass beneath. And you just kind of turn and look at the horse, and you just kind of say, "So you want something to do?" And as you kind of reach your hand out towards it, the horse looks at you, kind of giving you a big look at what you're about, and finally just kind of trots forward and allows you to kind of rub her head underneath. And you hear a slow
slow
clapping coming from a distance. As old Master Sento approaches, is like, "Well, I'd never."
She senses a kindred spirit.
It seems that Lister... I've never seen this with Lister before. I thought we would never be able to sell her. This is a rare thing. A rare thing indeed. And the horse, the way she looks, she's got kind of a brown pelt, but it's different from the others. It looks like there's like stripes of gray and lighter brown, not too many, but just kind of like around the shoulders, around the legs, and the mane is kind of this dusty gray color. She's if you want to look up pictures later, she's considered a dun horse, is the name, D-U-N.
Okay.
But she's the only one that looks like this, and apparently she's been here for a long time, and what has just happened has the stable hands and stable master surprised. For the record, the first DC check was an 18, highest of all the horses. So, you did.
I really wanted this horse.
You did good there.
Dice don't lie.
Ilea, for her part, has chosen the golden white horse that was racing around it. She seems to be doing well over in that arena. So these are these the ones you wish to purchase?
Oh, what's like it?
Okay.
Well, you also carry feed here.
We do sell some feed. It'll enough to get you through a few days. So let's see, some of the horses here, depending on price, based on history and things like that, are a little bit different. Lista there, we'll sell her for 50 emblems. She's been here for a long time. We never thought we'd be able to sell her, and it seems she's made a great connection, so very rare opportunity here. Looks over at Kaiser. Kaiser, 85 emblems. We'll sell them for 85. Just based on his history and abilities there. The other one was, which one did you pick? The
Prince.
Prince, we'll sell him for 75. And Daisy, Ilea has picked the most expensive horse at 90 emblems.
And her name's Daisy.
Yep.
Why so pricey?
Because she is a speedy horse and still young enough. She's only in her 12th year. She's got a lot of time ahead of her.
And for the feed.
So, well, we gotta outfit you with saddles as well. For the whole bit, bridle and saddle will be an extra 12 emblems for each horse.
Alright.
And then for the feed, for a week's worth, 1 emblem.
1 emblem for a week.
Well, per horse.
Ah, yeah. Alright. Well, how about in for 2 weeks?
2 weeks, we still gotta make it through the winter. Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, nice. 17. 17?
17, okay. He's like, well, we're a bit old though, gotta keep some for the other horses, but I could do another 3 days. Probably.
Alright.
That'll be another 2 silver. per horse on top of that.
More armor. Okay.
So it should be
So
4
question.
gold, 8 silver for the feed.
Fine. Well, that comes out to
No.
nice. It comes out to about 353 emblems if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah, Varus is good at math. I trust him.
And then the feed. You said how much?
Well, it looks like it would be what you ask him is about 353 emblem.
The older man does a little bit like, that sounds about right to me.
It seems a little bit steep for all the horses, but what if we brought it down to an even 345?
Roll a persuasion check.
That's even better. 22.
I have no issue with this. I think that is acceptable.
Alright then. Okay, and I'm just gonna go into the bag holding, pull out nice even stacks of 5 gold pieces, and I will slide over 345.
Okay, so you hand over the money. It's like, all right, so these horses are yours, but we're not finished here yet. There's something else that is very important, so come follow me, please. And he gestures for you guys to follow into the stable, and you can see the saddles that are kind of hanging up on the walls. There's not as many saddles as there are horses, but he points to these ones. Go ahead, grab your saddles, grab your bits and bridles.
Alright. I want to try and go for the cleanest one first, the one that looks like the most polished.
Make an investigation check.
Natural 1.
Okay. So you find one that looks like it's very clean. It's like this black leather saddle. You know, the buttons and brass. It looks like it's all been polished and everything. You go ahead and you grab it. There's a pile of dust, and you see a spider crawl out from under one of the folds of the saddle, kind of towards your hand.
Well, I'm gonna have to clean this later.
So
I'll knock the spider away and
just kind of shoo it off and grab it. And it's apparent now that this is probably the one that has been used the least for whatever reason. You're not sure why. But you grab the saddle. Everybody else grabs their saddles as well. And then he takes you to follow back out towards the horses. And over the next half hour, he explains to you how to put on the saddle, how to make sure it's not too tight but tight enough to keep you safe, how to attach the bit and the bridle, and then he insists that you get some time of riding with him there to make sure that you guys know what you're doing. So, just real quick, everybody give me an animal handling check with advantage.
I rolled 2 4s
Okay.
for a 6. This is getting worse and worse.
You want a horse so bad, but the dice are saying no.
I got a 10, and an 8, and then a 9, and then a 6.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try and switch over to my phone.
I think this die needs a break. Switch it out for the other one. How you doing? Oh, it's an 11. That would be better. We'll try again with this one later.
So Ilea looks like she's been around horses. She knows what some of the parts of the saddle are called. She knows how to get up into the stirrup without much instruction. And it is quite the sight to see the blonde-haired Asimar riding a horse of a similar theme. Ilea definitely has an overall look that she seems to be going for, with this golden and white horse with hair to match hers.
An aesthetic queen.
Yeah, she knows what she knows what she wants, and she knows what she's about. And she immediately begins directing her horse Daisy around the pasture, just at a slow walk. The rest of you get in. Meloria, as you get into the saddle, as you attach the saddle to Lista, there's a little bit of a you can sense a bit of hesitation coming from the horse. You're not sure the last time she's had a saddle placed upon her, but she seems to accept it and bear it. And you get into the saddle, and at your beckoning, she begins walking and trotting around the stable. And the other two stable hands are still just amazed at what they're seeing. Varys, what did you roll?
I got an 18.
An 18, yeah. So you and Prince, you're on the same page. You attach the saddle, dust it off and clean it off as much as you can, and you're instructed, how to get into the stirrup, put this leg in first, then swing over, etc. Hold on to the saddle here, how to get the horse to move forward, and how to get him to stop. And so over the next hour, you're all learning how to do it. Ignatz is having some issues. Kaiser will just kind of break into not a full gallop, just because there's not enough space to get into a gallop, but like a canter and a trot. And it takes you a little bit to get him to stop. And it's mostly the urging of the stable hands that get him to finally calm down. It seems like
I think he wants me to know that he's in charge.
Probably. Yeah. And it seems like he's like, oh, I have a saddle, let's ride, kind of a thing. So he's just ready to go. Despite his age, there is a lot of you sense a lot of desire to just feel the wind in the face and everything,
Between the two of us, we're like the last two brain cells meme.
Yes, exactly. So after the hour or so, once Master Sento is satisfied that you kind of know what you're doing, he offers you parting wisdom. The last things you should know is keep the horses together. They're very social. A horse kept by itself is not a healthy horse. Make sure they get ample time to feed. Horses eat a lot more than most people think they need. The feed will be helpful for if you just need a quick stop, but whenever you sit down to rest, give them an hour at least to graze on whatever grass they can find. It'll keep their energy up. They burn a lot of energy just being what they are. They need to eat a lot.
Alright. Well, sounds like some good instruction.
They'd also benefit from brushing hair and their pelt. Those brushes are included with the bits and bridles and everything that we've given you.
Splendid.
Horses are incredible creatures, and if you treat them well, they'll treat you well as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your help, and we'll make sure to take good care of them.
Do they have any favorite snacks?
The younger man says, I think sugar cubes are a good thing. I know Kaiser is very fond of apples.
We're gonna get along just great.
And then the master Sento says, I think the more time that you spend with your horses, the more you'll kind of get a feel for what they are. They're herd animals, but they also are individual in spirit.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe.
Well, it's been an honor and a pleasure, and got to see something we don't see every day. As Mallory trots by on Lista, it has been a pleasure doing business. If you're looking for places to stable, most villages have places that will stable your horses for you if you're traveling through at a small fee. The larger cities have stables on the outskirts. There's not many places within the city itself. So like in Nedjak, you'll find a stable near the entrance of the city wall. There's a stable there. But yeah, I hope the horses serve you well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Looking up, what time of day is it?
At
We've
this
been here all
point,
day?
at this point, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's
Gotcha.
getting pretty low.
Okay.
Right. Well, we best find a place to stay over here before the morning, and then we'll head out at dawn.
Okay. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
We got paid for doing the job just now, but we
Right.
haven't turned in the paper with the signature yet.
Right.
That gets us the credit or whatever. So we could go back and do that and then spend the night at home for free and then head out in the morning from there instead. Or I don't. I mean, it's just a thought. Like I'm happy to do whatever.
Aliyah says,
Yeah, but do you have...
if we left now at horseback, we'd make it right at sunset.
All right. Yeah, if that's the case, then let's head on back and let's take care of that business.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sounds
we'll ride back into town, and I guess first things first, we'll hand in the paper with the signature. Try to collect those points.
Okay. Yeah. So, what would take an hour of traveling by foot takes about half that time on horseback. Sometimes at a trot. The horses all kind of traveling in line. Ignat's still getting acquainted with old Kaiser.
Buddy, we'll find you an apple as soon as we can. For now, it's good to be on the road. I know. Okay, slow down.
And every time that you guys do go into a trot, it's Kaiser who initiates it.
Yeah.
But you get to the outskirts, you get to the outer stables. A stable hand will care for each of your horses for 1 silver a night.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and mark that off now.
Okay. Thank you, treasurer.
And by the time you get to the ivory hall, you turn in the contract. The old the dwarven lady is there. It's like, well, looks like you've turned in your first job. This is excellent work. I'll mark this, file it away. And if you keep this up, you earn more gold. You earn more station with us. You can do bigger and better things, and unlock some more of those perks. So I imagine one more job of a similar size to this, you might be able to increase your rank with us. So just keep that in mind. It looks like you're busy about other things, but the ivory hall is always here and available for when you come into town.
Yeah,
Splendid.
pretty
Thank
excited.
you. All right. And then I guess we'll with the horses in the stable, we'll go back home to sleep.
I'll go back to my actual apartment to let my mom know I'm going out of town for another couple weeks.
Okay.
I already gave her a bunch of money, right? I think I did that last time.
Yeah, you did.
So, as you're leaving the ivory hall, the sun has fully set at this point. The city lights are the source of illumination here. You're walking past in the area of the Wushan Park. Everybody make a perception check.
Okay. 22. I rolled good again.
Oh, that's good because I didn't.
Wait, is it 23
7.
now? 23.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, I gotta double check what I add now.
Yeah, because proficiency went up.
Proficiency went up to 3.
Okay, I got a 17.
Okay.
Nice.
Everybody except Ilea, who just seems to be kind of lost in her thoughts. She's actually looking for somebody to buy a certain shake and smoothie from. Can't find them.
Yes.
When you see a familiar dark-skinned man with a cart walking across the way, kind of the distance.
Hey!
He's probably like 100 feet away from you still, but you do spot him heading towards you. He doesn't seem to notice you quite yet.
I actually do that. Throw my arms up in the air. Hey! Oh, Kirk, that you?
You see him from this distance. He kind of turns his head, and he sees you. He's like, "Hail, my friends!"
I'll go, jogging over.
Okay.
How you doing, man? I don't think I've seen him since we got to town.
Yes,
It
it
was
is.
just Mallory ran into him, right?
It's good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time. I understand you were out doing business of some kind. I see Mallory here yesterday, I think it was. But I did not see the rest of you. It's good to see you.
Did Mallory tell us, like, above the table, about the conversation?
Wait, one sec.
No? Okay.
She is not.
Okay.
But you see, as the initial, happiness of seeing you guys come back, he says, "Yes, well, I am doing okay. I could be doing better, but some things are difficult, and this is what happens in life, no?"
Yeah, I mean, there's ups and downs for sure. What's on your mind?
You see now, it's difficult to see because his skin is already so dark, but his eyes do appear to just be a little bit baggy, the eyes just sunken in just a little bit, and there is just a general air of tiredness and exhaustion just coming off of him. Well, it is family troubles. It's difficult to be father of one who is trying to assert her own adulthood, especially here in the city. I have some troubles, but I speak to Mallory about it. I do not have you been able to find her or speak with her since last I saw you?
No, I haven't been able to find her yet. I haven't seen her.
Well, you would not be the only one. I have not seen her since yesterday. I do not know where she is. She did not come home again. But this time, no Palisade guards come with her. So I do not know what has happened. I have half mind to go look for her, but I need to sell. If I do not sell, then my family does not eat.
Oh, I mean, I turned to Mel. Wait. And then back to Varys. Varys is distracted eating Pringles, I guess.
It's cashews, okay?
It's a cashew. It's not a Pringle.
Cashews. Okay, excuse me. I saw it looked cylindrical when you entered the room. But anyway, so I turned to Varys. We just caught up with Halkirk, and he's asking about whether we've been able to find his daughter yet. So I turn to you and I say, I know we're in a little bit of a hurry ourselves to move east, but surely we have some time to help out a friend, right?
Can he roll persuasion against me?
Sure. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Ignatz.
I got a 4.
All right. Well, look, I understand that he's a friend of yours, but we are on a turntable here, and the matters of family. If the girl's been gone for a long time, she has a history of this. I'm sure she's fine.
Can I roll insight to see how worried Halkirk is?
You may.
Okay, I get advantage on these. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 2 and a 4. That's a 9.
He looks as concerned as any parent would be. So you don't get a good reading on Halkirk himself. Halkirk is a salesman. He knows how to project a certain persona. It's what's granted him as much success he's had as an immigrant. However, you do know from your time and your experience within the City Watch and the Imperial Palisade, adolescents, teenagers tend to go through this rebellious phase. You see it more often in places like the city, where not everybody's a farmer, not everybody has a day trade. There are people who have a little bit more time on their hands, but the concentration where most of these happen would be in the district that is called the Ludi Gardens. It's kind of the academic district. It's where the library is. It's where there's an academy. And Mallory would know this too. The academy is the place where his daughter, Idrine, is looking to attend soon. And so that's kind of I guess, while that is the academic district, it's also like the hip downtown, where the young people want to go out for a night on the city, kind of hang out there. There's like taverns and games and sports bars and, stuff like that. But because there's a more concentration of younger people there than other ones, it's also where the Imperial Palisade precincts tend to be the busiest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna give Mallory a look, and turn to Halkirk. So she hasn't been home in a couple of days now?
Well, she did not come home 2 nights ago. But then the next morning, when she did not come home, I hardly sleep. I worry, and my wife, she does not sleep very well either. But in the morning, while I am getting ready, I hear knock on door, I open, and I think it is her. And it is her, but she is there with 2 palisade guards. And they say that she was arrested for, doesn't matter what for. But they keep her overnight in Stockade, but because she is young, they release her.
Okay.
But that night, she is unhappy with me. She is unhappy with her mother. When all the things that we are doing, why we came here, is for her. I sell these meats for her, so she can go to academy. But she is at that age where she cannot think of these things, does not understand.
Have I met his daughter?
I don't think you've met her. You've probably heard of her before, though. You would know that Halkirk is the father of 3 daughters.
Okay. Which of your daughters are you referring to?
She is my oldest. Her name is Idrine. I put it in the chat before, but I'll do it again.
Oh, I've got it. It's in my notes. I forgot. Okay. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time to work on that at the moment. But you know, we'll keep an eye out for her, and if we run into her, I'll see what we can do.
Ilea rolls an insight check and rolls really well, and says, she says, I understand a little bit about that phase of life, Halkirk. Don't worry, I think everything will be fine. We'll do what we can. And Halkirk says, I appreciate this. I do not mean to be imposing. It's just that you are my friends, and I feel I can trust you with these things. But
yeah, no, of course. I mean, if you care about it, we care about it.
yes, I appreciate that much. But I know what it is like to be young. I was not much better when I was her age, the gods know. But we do what we can. We try, and we can only pray and hope for the best.
Okay. Well, we will hope for the best, and we will keep an eye out for her, old friend. Give him a pat on the shoulder.
Have good night. If I do not see you again tomorrow, I will see you next time, huh?
That's right. We know where to find you.
And he begins carting off. And after he's out of earshot, Ilea kind of turns to the rest of you and says, guys, he's really worried that he lets on.
I was going to tell them all this tonight, but instead I will tell them right now in the middle of the street all of the rest of the stuff that he told me.
As we're walking?
Yeah.
So Mallory relates this information about how there's this belief amongst Halkirk's people, the Erevautian tribes, of the good spirits and the bad spirits, and Halkirk fears that his daughter has fallen prey to Medigashamak, this evil spirit, which, if the traditions are true, kind of feast on the essence of a person that they kind of attach to, kind of make them act contrary to the way they would normally, kind of corrupt them, and then eventually, when they succumb, the spirit of that person also becomes Medigashamak.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Do you think that's what's going on with her? Or, I mean, it sounds like he does.
Ilea just says, I don't know much about Erevat, except that they're a bit more superstitious than others. That being the case, I don't think that I suppose most superstition, almost all superstition, has some kernel of truth within it. Whatever is happening to his daughter, whether it's this Medigashamak or not, Halkirk's definitely worried.
Well, I mean, obviously she's mixed up in something, right? Like.
But is this not like a job for the local palisade? They know better. They have more resources to be able to comb the area. We don't even know where we're looking.
It sounds like they caught her like this morning. Or last
yeah, and then she left again.
Yeah.
Well, then there'd be a record of her arrest somewhere, right?
Yeah, there would.
Yeah, but who's to say that's where she is? The where she was arrested is hardly where we can follow her to right now.
Well, in the palisade, we were more concerned with, keeping the peace and such. If someone was causing trouble,
Yeah, and you've
it's
dealt with people who were superstitious before, and most of the time, the palisade's not equipped to, handle things with curses and magic and things like that. And so,
yeah,
whenever people do bring those up, you're just like, okay, boy, yeah, whatever. Let's just get out of here.
yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that to find a person, the local palisade has more resources to do so, and then once they find the girl, then that's up to local religion. That's up to her people. I don't know how to fight off a spirit, and I don't think you do either, Aliyah. It's not exactly your. You haven't dealt with this religion either.
I mean, we've
if
fought
it is
lots of spirits, haven't we? That's like our thing now.
Yeah, not.
We're like the
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
No, but we're fighting extra dimensional creatures that are taking over bodies. What he's describing is he's just describing kind of something that changes your mood.
Well,
An extra dimensional being
Not
that
extra dimensional.
Takes over bodies, and it's anyway.
No, he's a deity.
We're not sure.
A deity.
Right. We're not sure what it is, but that doesn't mean we can't figure out what it is. And she kind of looks to Varys and says, "Look, I know you're anxious to get on your way, but yeah, it's nighttime. The sun is set, but it's only like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the night. She went missing last time in the night. There's a good chance if she's out here in the city, if we can find in areas where she's been before, then she'll be out there again." And then she turns to Mallory and says, "Do you know if she has like any friends or anything? Where she might be staying if she's not coming home?"
He told me that she has some friends that are going to the academy already. We could try over there. I'll go with you.
Okay. That's as good a place to start as any.
And I know if I was her, when I was her age, I spent... actually, would this be... The Ludite Gardens, that's like a posh kind of place, right?
It's not like wealthy. It's a nice part of the city. It's not really any nicer than most of the city itself. It's just there's that's the place of study. All of the museums, academic things are kind of built there.
Okay.
That's where their institution is, and it's also where the Iridescent Prism kind of has their main offices.
I see. Okay. So when you were talking about Ludite Gardens and the Academy earlier, that wasn't like a place where teens go to hang out.
So it's the Ludite Gardens is a district.
Right.
And that's where the teens go to hang out just because a lot of them are students and are studying there. And so because there's a concentration of young people there, the entrepreneurs come in and it's like, hey, let's build a bunch of bars here.
Gotcha.
So
okay. So it's like Center Street in Provo.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, if I was her and I had some spending cash, I'd probably end up in the Ludite Gardens district. So, if nothing else, that could be a good place to look. But yeah, I think putting in a word with the Palisade would be a good idea, especially if we can't find anything before we got to turn in for the night.
All right, well then, how about you go take a look at the city downtown there? I can go try to talk to the Palisade, see if I can drum up some support from them, and Mallory and Aliyah can go look into her friends.
All right. If they give you a hard time, you can tell them that you know Captain Lyko.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Oh.
I hope that would garner some support.
I think it probably would. He's a pretty strong name.
Well,
I suppose at this point we should change the music.
Fair enough.
for this one?
Gaze and Voss theme.
I think we'll just do the Najak main theme.
Okay.
Okay, so who's going where?
I'm going to the Ludite Gardens to wander around the places that I went to when I had that rich friend.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Palisade Guard station.
Okay. Well, you would also know this. There are precincts. There's like the main headquarters, but that's like where processing and the stockade happens. But there are precinct offices, multiple, within each district. And so, Ignatz, if you're looking for like a record of an arrest or something, those are only kept in the central place when they're gathered like once a month. Otherwise, they're kept locally at the precinct the arrest was made.
Okay. So, if I suspect I'll have better luck finding it in the location where the arrest was made, we don't know where the arrest was made.
It would be
but I suspect
one of the
it's-
precincts, probably in the Ludite Gardens.
So I'll go there.
Okay. Did you want to go, Varys, to the main headquarters, or did you want to go to like a local place?
Well, the main headquarters doesn't have any people there that I could give a report to or like file a missing person. It would just be to local.
You could do that with the precinct. The main
Okay.
place, that's like where like the bureaucrats, for lack of a better term, are in the central place, where the courts and where
Okay.
the stockade is.
Then I'll just go to the nearest precinct of where we are now. So in this district, I'll go to the precinct there.
Okay. So you're in the Wushan Park. So you go in to the nearest precinct. There's the kind of the secretary person at the front. Human man with short hair. Looks like he's stuck doing the the night shift. And so you filed the report, information, where he was last seen, and they say essentially that they will forward this to some of the other precincts in the area where it was last seen, and they'll see what they can do about it.
All right. Cool.
Mallory, where are you going?
I'm going with Ilea, aren't I?
I forgot where Ilea was going.
Oh, I think we were going around the academy to look around.
Okay, so with Ignatz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the three of you go over to the Ludite Gardens. It's across the river. You cross a different bridge than you've done before from this point, as you are further west. But otherwise, the Wushan Park is adjacent to the Ludite Gardens. And as it's the first time that I'm describing this place, it's kind of characterized by wide, open streets. The buildings here don't get much taller than 2 or 3 stories, but there's lots of courtyards and plazas that are kind of lined with trees. They do their best in the winter to still make it look very nice and appealing, but there's like parks and benches and things all around. While it is nighttime, you do see the various taverns and bars that are opening on the lower levels. Ignatz?
Would it be fair to say that we've had enough downtime to have a short rest at
Yes.
this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Take a short rest if you have not before. We do that for while we're on it.
Good ask, because I definitely need to use some hit dice.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry about your rolls.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
You rolled a 2 and a 3.
I should have just rolled them by myself instead of trying to roll it on the computer.
The computer never goes
Sabotage,
well.
Never. So, as you're kind of walking down the garden, you can see the people who are out are. It's definitely the younger crowd. They travel in groups, like friend groups. You can hear the raucous noise of different taverns. Some of them have riotous music already kind of blasting out into the street. There's shops of all kinds kind of in this area that's all catered towards the entertainment of the young people. Some are just open gambling halls, like no shame in just putting out what they do, and those seem to attract quite a bit of attention. You can see the academy, the Ludai Gardens Academy, the Academy of Najak. It's kind of this white marble complex, is what it looks like. It's kind of situated on a hill, surrounded by lots of what would be a gardenscape, trees, kind of line the space, and you can see candlelight from the various windows from inside, but you gather there's probably not much study happening at this point in the day. And in fact, you do see quite a few groups of people streaming out from the main door of the academy and out into the streets. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, the three of you, in this district?
I am looking around for any group of teenagers that are being kind of rowdy.
Okay.
And with any accents. Well, I guess she might not have an accent. She lives here for most of her life. But looking around for anybody who looks like Halkirk.
Okay.
Might be his daughter.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, do we know what she looks like? Have we seen her before?
I don't think. I think I said last time that you haven't seen her before. You just kind of know of her.
I'm just falling back on palisade tactics, which basically is just look for troublemakers and racially profiling people.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do.
I mean, because we know that she's Halkirk's daughter.
Yes.
So it's a good start.
Yes, it's a legitimate thing to look for. So
I got a 14.
14. Anybody else looking?
Yeah, I'll look. Just perception?
Yeah.
Uh, 18.
18. Okay. It's still a little bit too early for the real troublemakers to kind of be out. You do see some groups that kind of begin to exchange heated words, but it doesn't boil over to anything more than that. The concentration of... There does seem to be a small group that is gathering kind of near one of these buildings. You start hearing chanting and cheering. You're not sure what all that is, but just from what you remember seeing, Ignatz, there's probably some sort of a fight going down.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go kind of walk over there. In the past, when I've walked over towards fights in this city, the fights tend to just stop.
So, the palisade... Historically, the palisade will show up when there's a fight just to make sure nobody kills each other. But if it's like...
Oh, really?
If it's like a backyard brawl, they'll kind of just let it happen and supervise.
Oh wow, okay.
and then
Cool.
arrest everybody involved after the fact.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm just gonna follow old habits and make my way over.
You begin watching, and you do see another two teams of guards now kind of rushing over, and they do kind of the same thing. They just kind of get in there, make sure that their presence is known, and then get in a look at this thing. And you can see two young men. One of them is like bleeding, kind of wiping blood from his face. The other looks to be a half-orc. Just from the skin tones, you don't see much of tusk or otherwise. They're all arrayed in similar, relatively nice clothing, but they're all just kind of squared up, and just kind of going at it. Left hook, kicks, and it's just a backyard bash, and everyone's kind of cheering. You do spot some coins being exchanged amongst the people who are watching.
Is that legal here?
I mean,
Questionable.
there are gambling halls. There's
But like betting on street brawls, that's not specifically illegal.
not necessarily.
Okay, cool.
They still do it covertly,
Sure.
but
Not covertly enough.
as they're kind of squaring up, it looks like the half-orc has the advantage, and then the other one kind of comes in for a feint and just clocks him on the side of the jaw and just floors him, and he's down on the ground. And it looks like he's out, but he begins to stir because he's a half-orc. But by then, the Imperial Palisade has come in, and they're already tackling the people and arresting them and getting them out.
People are cheering anyway.
Yeah. Everybody make another perception check.
10.
Still beat me. I got a 7.
Woo!
Varys?
I'm not there.
Oh, that's true. You're not there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good point.
So, Aliyah rolled a natural 19.
Nice.
So they arrest the two people who were involved in the fight, and one of them's like, "All right, break up. Everything's under control here. Go back to your drinks or whatever. We'll probably arrest some of you later if you keep this up." And then the crowd just kind of disperses, talking about the fight that just went down. Apparently, a lot of people knew that this was coming. It was likely set up earlier in the day. But there are some people that head inside the building, which is a 3-story building. And Ilea notes that on the top floor, or rather the roof of this building, there seems to be the sound of like some light music. There's a sign that's kind of draped over the cloth. It looks like it was made by the students themselves. And in the Othnian script, she points it out to Mallory, who reads it. And this basically says the loft. And Ignatz, I want you to make a history check.
Oh, history. That's like my best one. 9.
Okay. So, as Mallory reads out and says the loft, you're like, "Oh, the loft. I've heard about that. It has kind of a reputation. You just know that it's kind of a place where a lot of arrests have happened before, and just kind of seems to be a central hub of activity."
All right. So I probably get the sense that would be one place that would be a good place to check.
Definitely worthwhile.
All right. Have I been there?
With a 9 on a history
If a
check,
lot of arrests happen.
with a 9 on your history check, you are never stationed in a precinct that had to deal with the loft by itself. So everything that you know about it was word of mouth from, other officers who did work that place, and they'd always just say, dude, every night.
Has Mallory been there?
You know what? Mallory, make a history check.
Let's be honest, probably. 17.
17. You know of it.
She used to run the place.
I'm like, no, never heard of it ever in my life. I was like in charge for 3 years.
You know of it. You know of it definitely, though you've never been there because it's a bit too much of a high-profile place to assassinate somebody. So, you know the building. You have an idea of the layout. But yeah, I'd say there might have been a time or two where you staked out from another roof nearby watching because somebody you were kind of looking at, not even to assassinate, but like to pickpocket or to find out where they live from some other job that you did. And a lot of times people who are involved in things they probably shouldn't be, you would stake them out because they would hide their safety in numbers, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And would I know, do they just let palisade guards go in?
You have to show some authority. But
Okay.
if you otherwise, and Alea would point this out too, most of the people are actually climbing up through the fire escapes to get to the top. Most of them seem to be circumventing, walking through the building itself, and are just literally
Gotcha.
climbing up to the top.
Well, that makes me smile. I'll turn to Mallory and point at the fire escape. Or kind of tilt my head towards it, raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, I can go in there. I can go look.
Do you want backup? We
Do
could
I
probably
think I
all
need
get up there.
backup?
I don't.
I
We're not the
yeah,
most
we probably
subtle.
could all. Yeah, I mean,
You go up first,
might
and we'll
as
follow
well.
after
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
minute.
let's do that. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
All right. So I think we'll casually make our way over there, and I'll start throwing people up to the fire escape.
Well, as you get to the fire escape, there is one person standing there, kind of he's young, but you can see he's got his arms folded. His head is shaved completely bald, and he's just kind of folding his arms, kind of at the fire escape, and just kind of glances at the two of you as you're approaching. Just kind of cocks an eyebrow, but just watches you.
We'll just walk up, and I'll just move to go past him.
He shoulder checks you and kind of prevents you from getting in. And just say, "What do you think you're doing here?"
How? You said this is a young man?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I a lot bigger than him?
You're probably evenly matched, I'd say.
Okay. I could fix that.
Do you think I can sneak around them while they're talking?
You can certainly try.
I want to wait to see
Yeah.
what kind of altercation occurs, but I might.
I'm gonna say we're heading up.
He looks. He's like, "I've never seen you before. What house you
I'm
from?"
gonna squint. I'm gonna squint at him and say, "Haven't I put you in prison before?"
Roll an intimidation check.
Gosh dang it! Rolled another 5 for a 9.
He rolled a natural 1, so
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
he's still looking at you, and then he squints, and you see him kind of look back a little, and he says, "So what if I have?"
Well, I feel like it would be good for both of us to keep this friendly, don't you?
He just kind of looks. It's like, well, I'll tell you what. You really want to go up there? You're gonna have to pay for your entrance. He holds out his hand.
Okay, I'll give him a silver and just stare at him.
Roll another intimidation check.
Another 5 for a 9.
His hand is still just out.
From watching, do I like not watching this, but from watching in the past, do I have any idea how much he's waiting for or what he's waiting for? Like, is it even money?
He's looking for... Making an insight check, actually, Mallory.
23.
Okay. He wants a couple emblems, at least.
Do I think it's worth it to do this?
Well, that depends. It's entirely up to your perception of things.
Okay, I'll pull out 4 and drop them in his hand.
He pockets the coins deftly and just kind of reaches up and grabs the ladder and pulls it down and steps to the side, allowing you passage.
Okay.
I'll go up last.
He resumes his post leaning against the wall, just kind of watching you as you go up. And once you're the last one up, he takes the ladder and slides it back up. As you climb up the 3 stories, you get to the top of the roof. And so the building's kind of L-shaped. Most of the roof is just kind of out. It's like patio space. As you climb up, you see a number of people there already. But there is another smaller housing that's kind of at the intersection or the juncture of this L-shaped building. And that seems to be where the tavern is. But most people are just outside. There are barrels of kegs and casks of ale that have been set up. People are just kind of out. It looks like some are trying to play cards. And there is even the trash barrel fire thing going on.
Classic.
And so, just for reference, anyway. So, you guys climb up on top. Most of the people see you and just kind of look you up and down, just kind of ignore you and go back to their carousing.
Okay, anybody who looks like Halkirk up here?
Make a perception check.
16.
16. As you kind of case the joint, looking around the people there, what kind of catches your attention is you see, kind of in one of the larger groups, you spy 2 kobolds, which is interesting, but not unheard of. There are species and races of all kinds within the city, but there are 2 of these, and they appear to be playing some kind of game, throwing chips or rocks or marbles or something at a space in front of them. It's a game that you're unfamiliar with, but as they're kind of playing this, you spot a young, dark-skinned woman. Her hair is dark like Halkirk's. Her skin also dark, maybe a shade or 2 lighter, but it's done in a bunch of braids, and the braids themselves are then kind of pulled back behind her and just kind of poof out the end. And she's kind of watching this game, whatever it is going on with them. One of the kobolds throws a chip, and it hits another marble that was on the space before it and kind of bounces it out of the way. There's a cheer and applause, and she turns and takes her mug, holds it up, and takes a big, long drink, sloshing it.
I'm gonna turn to Ilea and say, you picking up on any like bad spirit stuff?
Not at the moment. See if she has any spells.
She doesn't have divine sense, right? That's a paladin thing.
That is a paladin thing.
Okay.
So, Varys...
Are spirits undead?
Depends. Varys,
Okay.
after you visited the palisade and put the missing persons order in, where do you go?
The next Palisade office.
So you're just gonna do
Is
this? Well, so after you put in the reports in, they said that they would forward it to the other offices.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what this girl looks like. And, I don't really know what she's into.
Well, Ilea will
Yes.
cast Sending at this point, and you hear Ilea's head, a voice in your head, and she says, "I think we found her. Come to the loft in Ludi Gardens. We'll probably meet you over there."
You gonna need me there if you found her?
What was that you said?
I said, do you really need me if you found her?
There's no response because she can't reply to you.
Oh. But I
Amazing.
could reply to her?
You did reply.
Yep.
And that's what you said. And the
Oh.
sending spell ended.
Well, that was awkward.
Amazing.
One sec.
Man, cell phones, we're spoiled. We really are.
Well, do I know where that is? Where she told me?
Yes. You at least know the Ludi Gardens, and you are told to look for a place with the loft. And with your persuasion, you're able to find out exactly where that is in short order.
All right. How long does it take me to get there?
It'd probably take you a half hour.
Okay. By the time I get there, have they already?
By the time you've gotten this message, here we're gonna see what they want to do while they're up on the
Yeah,
roof while you
piece
travel.
together. Yeah.
I think we'll probably just keep an eye for the moment,
Okay.
just on the whole situation. See what sorts of things happen up here that make people get arrested.
Sure.
Um,
First of all, everybody give me whoever's there, a performance check to blend in with the crowd.
Okay. Nope. Wrong. 12.
Okay.
It's performance and not deception.
Performance.
Stop.
Yep.
Ah, that's good for me. Got a 12.
Okay. So, Ilea just kind of walks up to the group who are playing the game, and you hear say, "Oh, I love this game!" And everybody just kind of like turns and looks at her like she's super
Uh-oh.
weird. and they throw a few more pebbles, but then after that it just kind of like dissipates. She's very conspicuous in her armor and her on her hair. And so she just kind of returns. It's like, well, I guess that didn't work. But the rest of you kind of maintain. You're not like attracting people to come up to you at the moment, but you're kind of, sipping drinks every once in a while just to kind of maintain the illusion of belonging up there. So those of you who are watching Idrine, make an insight check.
Insight. Now we're talking. I rolled a
18.
1 and a 3.
Jared.
Ah! I got an 8. I rolled different dice this time, too.
Wow.
I got an 18.
Okay. Ilea also
Glad
rolled
you're here.
really well as well. Whoa, she has +5 in insight. That's okay. So both Ilea and Mallory, as you're watching, it seems that she kind of hangs out with these two kobolds the most. And then there's another woman who looks to be half elf or elvish, you're not entirely sure, with kind of a light auburn hair, lighter than usual. But this half elf's woman's hair is kind of pulled back in a bun, a long, like, loose, messy bun. And those seem to be the people that Idrine is hanging out with the most. And you get the sense that as you're looking around, Idrine, she's the only one up here who is a foreigner, as it were. And so you get the sense that she's trying really hard to do the things to be accepted in this kind of society. Every time she goes and takes a drink, for example, it feels just a little bit forced, at least initially. And as the drinks kind of come on, she seems to loosen up a little bit, and it's not as obvious. But you definitely get the sense that she is trying really hard to be one of them. And the half-elf woman seems to be the one who engages her most in conversation. Seems to be the one to suggest to do different things.
Melinda Mallory. Who's that?
Do I recognize her?
You've never seen her before. You haven't seen a lot of these people. She just appears to be a student, like a lot of the rest of the people, out enjoying a night. It is a Friday night, or the equivalent of a Friday night, so everybody in particular is in a very good mood.
Okay.
At this point, Varys, you approach the bottom of the stairs, and you see this big burly man, just kind of arms folded, cleaning his fingernails, and he looks at you as you approach. I've never seen
Got a problem?
I've never seen you around here before.
Yeah, and you won't see me again. Don't worry about it.
Well, if you want to go up there, you're gonna have to prove that you deserve it.
I'm sorry. What? What do you mean, prove?
He leans in. I've never seen you before, and I know everybody at the academy. You don't belong up here.
Right, I don't go to the academy.
Make a deception check.
Deception check. It's true. I don't go to the academy.
Oh, I thought you said you do.
No.
Okay, I misheard you. So he says, right then, if you don't go to the academy, you're not going upstairs. Simple as that.
I'm gonna charm person him.
Okay.
Do it.
Does he have to roll a save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
Natural 16.
Okay. Well, he'll succeed on that. Well, you're the one that's here to stop me.
He just kind of...
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna Misty step past him.
Okay.
Incredible.
So you misty step up onto the fire escape, and he goes like, "What?" He does. He seems to have lost you. You just like disappear. He's like, you hear him curse.
I'm gonna send him a message.
Okay.
Because I can still see him. I still know where he is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send him a message so he just hears my voice in his brain. You're not very good at your job, are you, mate?
Roll intimidation.
Intimidation. 1 sec. That's a 17 plus 5, 22.
Okay. You see him stop, and he's like, you hear him curse again, and he goes back to his pose, but he's like frequently like looking over his shoulder. You seem to have really shaken something within him. At this point, as the rest of you have been watching the place, you look over the side and see Varys climb up over and join you.
So, you
See,
found her?
Ignatz visibly relaxes because he's like, finally somebody who can, navigate these kind of social things.
So where is she? You said you found her?
I'll just kind of point with my eyes.
And you see her, the young dark-skinned woman. Looks like they're starting to get shots lined up, and some kind of competition is about to go underway.
She's the most likely candidate. We'll want to make sure, of course.
Well, I see two possible ways of this going. One, we try the nice guy tactic. Or two, we scare the ever-living daylights out of them.
Well, what do you think Hal would want? Like, what's the outcome that we're looking for?
I think Hal wants his daughter back, right?
Yeah.
I think Hal wants her to know that this isn't the life she wants to be living.
Uh-huh. And he thinks that she's possessed by some kind of spirit, too, right?
Right. So, if he thinks she's possessed by a spirit, I don't know how well I'll be able to talk her out of it. But we could always do a snatch and grab, drag it back, and then figure out the spirit. Or we try talking to her. If that doesn't work, we scare everyone off and we take her back.
I see.
You're a big tough guy, you could probably handle it.
Well,
Put in
thanks.
handcuffs or whatever.
About I wanna try to find out if she is possessed or not.
Well, did Ilya sense anything? Any demonic or I don't know how you do your thing, but yeah, got a read.
I haven't yet, but I don't know. There's just something weird about some of the people here. Just kind of give me weird vibes.
You know, You know that thing that you do sometimes when we're getting attacked by spirits or zombies or whatever?
Yeah.
She's used to turn undead in the past, right? Is that pretty subtle if you're not undead?
Well, there's a bright flash of light.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, not very subtle.
I'll turn to Varys. Any way that we could make an excuse for a bright flash of light?
I'll see what I can do, but if we're going to do that, well, we might want to get out of this area anyway. So why don't we get away from our friends? If that's a negative influence, let's get out of here first. Then we can deal with the possession.
Okay.
There's a
From
lot
what
of
Ilea was
people
telling
here.
me, it looks like she's trying to fit in and make a good impression, right?
Okay, question for you,
So-
Connor.
Yeah.
Looking at these kids, how many people are there?
There's a few dozen. There's a lot.
A few dozen?
Yeah.
So the people nearest to her, how many, people does it look like are around her?
So the people that, and the others notice and point out to you, are the two kobolds, and this half-elven woman, who seem to be, the ones that she speaks with to the most frequently. And they seem to be like, nothing seems to be Idrine's idea. It always seems, whatever she does seems to be the idea of the half-elf or the kobolds. She's just kind of going along with it. The other people will, acknowledge her and have some sort of conversation every once in a while, but for the most part, it's those three.
Okay. And if I were to, I don't know, say, judge how many hit points they had as common people, would it be pretty low?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Commoners in general are pretty fragile.
Okay. Just wondering.
So
Yeah.
if she were to get blackout drunk,
And
Heavy
be
air
put to
quotes.
sleep.
yeah, that could work.
Good word.
Alright. I've got an idea. Just give me 1 second. I might need you, Ignatz, so stay close. I need you to come pull us out. Alright?
All right.
And Mallory?
Wait, so are you saying that you're going to plan to do sleep?
Well, I've got two ideas. If the first one doesn't go right, then I've got a backup plan.
Okay.
Okay. Are you wanting to know as the DM, or is
Well-
that Ilea talking?
Depending on what you said, Ilea might have said something, but
Well, one, I'm gonna convince her that I'm a friend, and that she wants to walk out here real peaceful like. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna put her to sleep, and we're gonna carry her out of here.
okay. Well, let's hope the first one works, because I don't like the idea of carrying somebody out of here.
Yeah, well, one way or another, we got to get out of this place, right? That's the first step.
I suppose.
Right then. Hey, everybody, hang close.
Okay.
And with that, I'll enter the crowd.
You will also need to make a performance check to see how well you
Blend in.
blend in with the crowd.
Alright.
And how high up
Um,
are we? How tall is this building? that
3
we're on?
stories.
3 stories, okay. Does that translate to about 30 feet?
It's more like
Oh.
40, 45.
Okay.
10.
Okay. There are a few people that kind of give you glances. They're like, who's this weirdo? But you strive,
Yeah.
as you kind of approach to where Adrienne is, she's sitting, and it looks like she's about to, she's getting ready to, there's a bunch of shops that are lined up in front of her, and She's looks like she's about ready to participate in this competition.
Okay. Right before I get to her, I'm going to subtle spell charm person
On her?
on her.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to, at the same time, I'm going to heighten spell that to give her disadvantage.
Oh.
So we're gonna throw quite a bit at her.
Oh, yeah. Natural 6 and natural 3.
Yeah. Okay.
She fails that real bad.
Okay. So now that she's charmed, I'm gonna walk up and I'm just gonna kind of put my hand on her shoulder and say, "Hey, it was Yggdrasil?
Idrine.
Idrine.
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. I don't know where that's from. Yggdrasil.
She kind of turns
Hey,
to look at you.
Yggdrasil. Hey, a long time no see.
She smiles and she goes, "Yeah, no time no see." She does not know who you
Yeah.
are, but she's going along with it.
Yeah, remember, like, a good friend of you. Remember, we met at your father's food stand a little while back. How you been? I didn't expect to see you here. I didn't know you went to the school.
At this point, the spell's still there, but she just kind of pushes your shoulder off and says, "Yeah, what of it?"
Yeah, well, are you gonna drink all that? Well, it's quite the short there.
Well, look, we're about to start something, so if there's something really important to say, you better say it to me. Otherwise, I got other things I need to do.
Yeah. Well, it's just that, look, I'm just gonna kind of be a little bit. Your father is worried sick to the point where he's come down a bit ill about the whole thing. And I really think that it's in your best interest if you come back with us. Alright? Doesn't look like you want to be here, doesn't look like you want to be doing this.
At this point, the people are starting to, like, "Hey, what's this guy doing? We're about to do something." And there's another hand gets placed on Idrine's shoulder as the half-elf woman comes up to her and says, "This fellow bothering you?" And Idrine says, "He's just spouting a bunch of things." And you can see that for a brief moment, there is a look of concern behind her eyes, but as soon as the half-elf comes, she kind of shakes it and says, "Nah, I don't know. Let's get back to our drinks." Ignatz,
Yeah, can I make an insight check on this half-elf lady
you may.
now that she's closer?
Thank you. 21.
21. Okay. Yeah. Of the friends that Idrine is with, this half-elf woman is the one that is paying the most attention to her. And it's enough that it makes you suspicious.
I'm gonna just kind of squint at her. Who are you?
You just say, "Who are you?" Just like,
Yeah.
someone who's trying to enjoy a good night out. Now, let's get back to it. And she turns to
I believe she was just saying that she wants to get out of here, don't you? You don't want to be here with these people, do you?
to Idrine.
To Idrine.
Okay, I need you to roll a contested persuasion.
Okay.
And you have advantage because of
And I get
person.
advantage on this. Yes, I do. That's a natural 20. First roll. Woo! Let's frickin' go.
Okay.
Hold up. I just gotta put this around. There you go.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
All right. So, as the half-elf woman kind of goes back to try to re-energize the people for this thing, you see Idrine kind of falter, and she kind of looks over to you and says, "You see my father Zoo?"
Yeah.
You know
His
what's,
word's sick.
do you know what's wrong?
He's worried sick. He's... Well, I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I think it's just his concern for you has brought him way down. It's made him a bit weak about the whole thing.
Okay. and you see that the facade beginning to break down. She kind of looks over at the rest of them and are like, "Come on, we're gonna do this." And she says, "Not tonight, guys. I think I need to go home." And they're like, "Oh, boo."
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
What'd you miss?
Maybe that was me.
It might have been you.
Just like 5 seconds.
Okay, well, the facade's breaking down, and Idune finally looks at the group who are like, "Come on, let's get this going." And she's like, "Sorry, I don't think I want tonight, guy. I think I need to be going back." And the rest of them are just like, "Oh, boo, don't be like that. Come on, your old man's fine."
I'm gonna kind of put my hand out and say, "Oi, y'all shouldn't be forcing someone to do what they don't want to. All right, that's not very good friends of you, is it?"
The half elf comes up to you and is like, "Oh, but she does want to. Of course she does, don't you?" And
Do I recognize, like, is she also charming her?
roll an Arcana check.
Arcana. Looks like a 10.
You're not sure. It could just be you're not sure if there's magical influence or not, or if it's just the personality kind of exuding off of her. But Ijane kind of shuffles and was like, "Stop, Rushani. I think I'm going home tonight. I can find you guys tomorrow."
And I'm gonna send a message to, what was the name of the elf half elf? Rushani. I'm gonna send a message to Rushani's mind. Let's just say, "Look here. Don't be doing nothing to force this girl in any way. Alright? Don't want to cause any trouble, and I certainly don't want to call the palisade on this place."
Roll an insight check.
I've been staring her down too. Can I do this as well?
Yeah, you can as well.
Insight. 13.
Okay.
23.
23. Okay. There's no response to your message, but as Ijane kind of pulls away, her hand, kind of closing, just kind of looks at the rest of you, kind of makes eye contact with some of you, and as she locks eyes with you, Ignatz, you see just the ever so faintest slight upturn of a smile on the edge of her mouth before she turns and goes back to the group and begins inciting them once more to begin the shot drinking contest.
I'm gonna look at Varys and just kind of like tap my head.
I'll send him a message. You got something to say?
I don't think this ends with this.
She's a kid. What do you mean? What's she gonna do?
I think that. Wait, so the half-elf lady is this like an adult or like another student?
She looks the same age, like they're
Okay.
20s.
Gotcha.
Idrone is actually one of the more younger ones among the group.
Gotcha. I think there's something about that lady in particular. I feel like if we don't get to the bottom of what's her deal, then
What do you mean, what's the deal? She's a punk kid. Just trying to get her friends to drink. Seems like an open and shut case to me. Do I like, because Ignat's words, do they persuade me? I don't know, like, I didn't see anything in her, right?
No.
So,
The only thing
okay.
that you saw was what you saw before, someone who's basically pressuring somebody into doing stuff.
Yeah. Best I can tell, she's a punk kid. She hasn't got nothing going on in her life. I bet she thinks she's real hot stuff, and so she comes here to make herself feel better, get her friends drunk, cause problems. Yeah.
did I get any like supernatural or like weird vibes from her other than just like she's kind of a jerk?
it's kind of hard to pick up on things like that just by looking.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I hope she doesn't cause any more trouble, but what are we gonna do here? We're not gonna start a fight with this kid in the middle of a party.
I don't know. I was thinking about it.
You want to drag her out too, huh? Well, we could always call a palisade on this place. Right.
Weird question. I have a weird question. This is my last thing before I just like accept that there's not anything to do and walk off. As we were close to the half-elf lady, I'm still thinking about like possession and stuff. When I got within 10 feet of her, I would want to rely on my blind sight to see if there's any like aura of like a spirit or something coming off of her.
Not that you could tell. Just apart from, force of personality. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really that to pick up on.
Alright. Okay. Something's wrong.
Well, if you'd like, if you think she's under some sort of magic, I don't know what I could do about that, but I could try my best, and
nah.
I don't
let's get Adrienne out of here.
All right, if you say so. We'll get her out of here. We'll walk her back out the way we came in.
Okay. You climb back down. Ilea's kind of helping her along. You guys climb back down. The fire escapes. And once there's that distance from the rest of the crowd, you see a different form of Ijne. She is a little bit tipsy. She's not full-on drunk like she would have been if she had done those shots. But the persona that she had crafted for herself up on the roof has completely fallen away. And she just kind of grows really somber and quiet.
Hey, Ilea. Can you do anything about this?
I can...
Like, you can like fix hangovers and drunk stuff, right?
Let me see. She does not have the restoration spell ready to go, but yeah, she'll say, fortunately, I can't really right now, but she's not too far gone. We'll get her home.
Okay.
Okay. Do we walk past the guy that was like trying to stop me?
You climb back down the fire escape, and the guy is there. You climb down, just like.
I want to use my mage hand, my invisible mage hand, to just like flick him on the side of the head.
Okay.
Just bullying this poor guy.
I want to send a message to his head and say, "Next time you're gonna let me in." You hear me?
Yeah, he hears you, and he doesn't know that he can respond to you, and so what you get instead is, oh, this punk kid is gonna ruin me. He's can't let what he said, can't let what he did get known. Otherwise, I'm out. And then it just kind of like cuts off.
Okay, I'll send him another message, and this might terrify him even more. Since he doesn't know that I can hear him, I'm gonna say,
Accidentally.
I won't tell anybody.
You hear the sound of something drop and boot steps on the ground, heading away from you, at a very fast pace.
Oh, there he goes. Oh gosh.
So,
Well, I think that takes care of that. Hopefully that kid will go back and rethink his life.
I'll kind of look back.
I don't want to buy you a death stick.
See as he's running off.
You want to go
Huh.
home and rethink your life.
Ferris, you gotta teach me how to do that.
It's a blessing and a curse, I suppose.
right around this time, the effects of the charm person have worn off, and Ijane stops in her place, and she just kind of looks at you guys and says, "I don't know you."
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't.
I kind of look at Mel. Have you met her?
Like I told you before.
I think I asked that earlier, and I think we had decided no, because I didn't know what she looked like, right?
Yeah.
So
Like I told you
no,
before.
none of us have met her.
Well, we're friends with your dad.
Your father, like I said, is very worried about you.
So what? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're about. And she turns around and starts walking back towards the ladder.
I'm gonna say ignorance, if you would.
And say, okay, and I will invoke the stone rune, have her make a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 19.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll just start walking after her like, hey, your dad's house is that way.
What do you know? I don't want to see him right now. Get away from me.
And why's that? What do you got against your dad, huh?
She turns
He's
around.
one of the greatest guys I've ever met, sells the best meat, and he's so worried about you that he sent us to go and track you down to keep you from hurting yourself.
She turns around and she has her fists clenched, and she's just like, "Why do you care so much? Why are you following me? I don't even know who you are."
Look, we care because we've all been in rough spots in our life. Alright? We know what it's like to feel lost, like you don't have a place to be, you know, like there's no one you can really count on. And so you look to a few friends that you think maybe will be able to support you, but in the end they won't. Alright?
What do you
Now
know
listen
about
here.
that?
I know that you still have a family that cares about you. I know that you still have a father and a mother that are worried about you. And I know that I don't have that luxury, and I would give anything to have that back. So I know that you're giving up one of the best things that you could ever ask for to go with some friends that don't really care about you.
Roll a persuasion
I'll add
check.
something. Can I add something to help?
What do you add?
Persuasion. I worked a long time in the criminal justice system in this city. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of good kids, fall in with the wrong crowd, and end up wasting away. And as a personal favor to your father, I didn't want to see that happen to you.
Okay. What'd you roll, Varys?
19 plus 8 is a 27.
Thanks, son.
Okay. At your words, at hearing your sincerity and realizing that, this man, whoever he is, probably does know what he's talking about. And you see her just, the lip begin to quiver, and she just breaks down into tears. Ilea kind of comes up to her and just kind of comforts her a little bit.
I know it's tough. You're young. It's not easy to try and find a way to fit in.
No, it's
But there are
not.
better ways.
It's so
I
hard.
know. It's real tough. But do you really want to fit in if it means compromising your values?
I just
Changing who you are? Do you want to fit in with people who want to change you?
well, I just thought it's what you do. When you're here in
Nah.
the city, this is what you do, and you're weird if you don't.
I want you to take a look at my friends here. Take a look at them. Do they look anything like me?
No.
They're a bunch of weirdos. That's what they are.
Hey,
They're strange people. But you know what? For some reason, they put up with a lot of my BS. Now, we don't look alike. We come from very different backgrounds. But for some reason, these people, they treat me and they take me how I am. And they don't judge me for it. Now, that's what a friend does, best I can tell. So if you really want to make friends, you shouldn't have to change who you are for them.
But
you got sisters, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and you got your family. You're not alone here.
And if you have to give up your family to fit in with new friends, that's not a trade you want to make. Because after your friends leave, your family will still be there. It's better to find friends that don't make you choose.
What am I gonna do though? I'm supposed to go to academy next year. A lot of people go there.
Are they
Yeah.
all dirtbags?
I don't know.
This is a different academy than the one my sister goes to, right?
Yes. This is more of
Okay.
like normal university type studies, not arcane.
Listen. You're not an outcast, alright? This is just a small group of people. There, you'll find more. And you'll find other friends. And you know what? Worst comes to worst. You got your family. And look, you just made a few new friends right here that are going to look after you.
Yeah,
So-
we won't be around all the time, but when we are in town, if anybody's giving you trouble, you know, just put in a good word for your dad to give us a discount. Well, you know, we could knock some heads for you. Or something nicer. I don't know. Kinda look around
A small
about
gaspy laugh escapes her despite herself at that comment, and she just kind of nods and says, "Okay." And then
Well,
she just kind of looks down as, you know, she realizes the pain that she's been causing going against her parents, and says, I don't know why I did this. I just thought, I don't know. My pa's gonna be so mad."
I don't think he'll be mad. I think he'll just be happy to see you back.
I don't know about that, but I suppose we
Um,
should go on our
pretty-
way.
I'm pretty certain of it.
I guess
So let's get on back there. All right.
you guys begin walking back. The back through the streets. It's a very different mood from your group compared to the rest of the people who are out on the streets. At this point, the stars are out in their full force. The cloud system seems to have moved on, and you finally get to the point out of the city or out of the district, cross the bridge to where back to the park, and you get to the point where you have to decide whether you're going to go with her to Halkirk's place or if you're going to separate ways because your paths begin to diverge.
Well, We did say we would try to bring her back to Halkirk, so
I was about to
probably
say,
walk
I'm
her.
at least gonna walk her home.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we'll all go.
yeah.
So you escort everyone, take her back, and you find where she lives. It's a small building in the Cogs, a different part of the Cogs than where you're from. It's the second Cogs district. It's a place that's a little bit more urban than your place. It's like shanty apartments and I guess slums would be the word to it. They try to keep it as nice as they can, but it's a lot of, very cheap, densely packed dwellings. You kind of walk up this rickety metal staircase up to the second floor, and kind of with a staircase that kind of looks like the exterior of a motel, with like doors on along this balcony. She goes up to one of the doors, just kind of knocks on it lightly. The door opens, and you see what must be Idrene's mother. Tall, if not slightly taller than Halkirk, with the same dark skin, but has that, I don't know what it's called, but the condition where the pigmentation is in splotches.
Vitiligo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's mostly dark skinned, but there are patches of very fair, pale skin kind of underneath, kind of on her face and on her arms. Her hair, it's basically like the poofy dreadlocks kind of a thing going on, but she's already like in her nightgown. She opens the door. Idrene is there, sees her mom, and just begins crying again. And it looks like her mom was about to say something, and then sees Idrene, and she's like, she kind of takes her in and she kind of holds her. And it says something in a language none of you understand. It sounds like a lot of consonants and vowel sounds. But then looks to the rest of you and says, "You found her. Thank you." And
Yeah, you're welcome. We're friends of Halkirk. She
shouts in the back and in that same language, and you see Halkirk bustle up. He's like, "Oh, my friends, you found her." And he says to both of them again in that same language, and they kind of retreat back inside. And Halkirk says, "You found what? Where did you find her? What condition was she in?"
Well, we met a friend of hers named Rashida. Did you guys catch it?
I think Parker's frozen.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah, there's this half-elf kid who's kind of being a bad influence on her. She was off partying, but she didn't look like she really wanted to be there. I think she's just struggling to try to fit in at school. Worried about,
Yes.
being a people person.
Yes.
It's hard being.
She's having a hard time with friends. And look, obviously she still cares about y'all, but she just wants to have other people as well that she looks out to. So I might recommend maybe trying to help her out with that.
Yes, this thing, it is difficult. It's difficult to help her because it's not something that I had to go through myself. My wife and I, we are first ones to come and to leave our country behind. It is very low, but and there are not many of us from my country here. It is difficult, but I think I would try. I will try to find a way. And I thank you again, my friends, for helping me. Anytime you come back when I have meats, I give you a good discount.
That's very kind of you.
I have very little to give, but that I can do for you. You can kind of get a glance on the inside, the exterior place. It's a cramped, small place. It's cluttered just because there's not space to put everything. It's a very humble abode, very humble situation.
Does it kind of remind me of where I was living before I took on the military job?
Similar in some ways, yeah. You know, it's what they can afford. It's not in the best part of town. You got to deal with some of the sounds of machinery and stuff. Not too far distance, but they seem to make do. And Halkirk again is very grateful for your work and wishes you a good night.
You take care of yourself, man.
Good night, Hal.
As you're going back down the stairs, it's okay. So you're kind of walking back out of this area of the district. There are lots of people that are just kind of hanging out. It looks like there are some people that are homeless, kind of just in the streets, passed out for whatever clothing and drinks that they have on them. The three of you, everybody except Ilea, notices that there is one figure that is just kind of standing in the hallway in an alleyway nearby. Seems to clock that you're seen, and then dips back into the alleyway.
How far are they from us?
A good distance.
Oh.
But since you guys noticed, you can get a perception check.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a perception check.
Go for it.
Woo! I rolled good. 24.
So
24.
nice.
Hey.
I got a
Three?
10. I got a 10. I got this many.
This minute. So Ignatz and Mallory, as the figure turns around, the hair catches one of the streetlights, and you see just the best little glimmer of some light auburn brown colored hair, long.
Does it remind us of the half elf? Because I'm still thinking about
It does.
Yeah? Alright. I think I'm just going.
Okay.
I'm just like, something that's not okay for her to follow this kid home.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take
Yeah,
off down
same.
the alley after her.
Okay, so you sprint after.
No thoughts, head empty.
You get to the alleyway, and it's empty. Apart from, a little bit of trash and the, dumpsters, the equivalent of dumpsters that are there in the alleyway.
I just whisper under my breath, "Fight me, you coward."
I think I finally catch up to them, and I'm like, "What are we running about?"
Ilea's straddling behind as well. Do you guys see something?
Yeah, I think it was that elf lady who's a bad influence. What is she doing out here? I look up. Is there a fire escape over here?
There's no fire escape in this particular side of the alley. There's very few windows, but yeah, it's just kind of a back alleyway.
She's just gone.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Nothing to see here. I just want to do a perception check if I can
Yeah, make a
to
perception check.
try to figure out where she might have gone. Also pretty good, 22.
22. Okay.
Basically, like, is there like a secret exit, or do I think that she just like phased through a wall kind of thing? That's what I'm going for.
There are a few puddles just from the melting snow, kind of in this alleyway, kind of amongst the detritus. And you happen to notice one of the puddles kind of disturbed, like the reflections in that puddle are just kind of shimmering ever so slightly. You approach that puddle and you see a footprint, and a wet footprint, and it just looks like if this is the person who was in here, they just booked it back out of the alleyway.
Past us?
Past, like it's an alleyway that is a through street. It doesn't end.
Oh,
in a
I
back
see.
thing. So it just looks like
Okay.
they went straight through.
I thought it was a dead end. If it's straight through, then I'm going booking it to the other end.
Okay. So Ignatz takes off.
And I guess we didn't catch up to them? If he's still
Not
just
yet.
running?
And then you get to the point where it opens up to another, kind of another dense urban street. Make another perception check.
Okay, my luck's gonna run out eventually. Oh, there
I
it
would've
is.
kept running too if it hadn't ended. If it was just a straight shot, so
Okay.
I can make one too if
Yeah.
I'm there as well.
I got an 8. So
Why can't I do that? I got a 15, so
Yeah. You don't see sign of anybody running. The people who are out are, kind of huddled up. A lot of them have hoods up. Seems to have vanished.
is there any high ground? I turn to Ilea and say, can you use your supernatural tracking abilities to find this person? 'Cause she did it before.
That's true. So she rolled a +5 on insight. I have to remember that. An 18. She kind of folds her arms and kind of thinks for a minute. And says, "Well, there's something I never did like that person.
Someone you
I
know?
definitely think, well, just from what I saw, the first time I saw her, there was something weird about her. And I still feel that same way. Whatever is going on here, I'm starting to think that maybe Halkirk was onto something.
Yeah.
You think that half elf is a demon?
I don't know about demon, but
I am not slowing down either. I think I just looking for a high ground
Ignore.
area to get up
Ignore.
and try to find her.
Ignorance. Better to regroup.
Walk and talk.
We're not going to find her right now like this. Better to come up with a plan. Alright?
Alea's still thinking.
No sense in running amok.
Says, "No, why? If it was her, why was she following us? There's probably. I don't know if she's a demon or something else. There are plenty of other people who are capable of magic that do weird things all the time. And it seemed like to me, especially at that party, that this one was kind of fixated on Ijane.
She didn't seem to be.
Could it be
You
that
think
she
she's
was
a-
just following us because she didn't know where Ijane lived?
Well, I'm gonna run back
once
towards
he says
Jane's
that-
house
Like I
then.
say, once he says that, I'm kind of like, oh. And we're all going to start running back to the house.
We begin running back to the house.
At the end of the alley, I'm gonna turn around and look behind me again.
Okay, everybody, as you're
She's
kind of running up into the open area, make another perception check.
It's an 18 for me.
Okay.
Or sorry, perception. Sorry, 19.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that our
22.
proficiency went up. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Feeling
So,
pretty sharp.
Varys and Mallory, as you kind of open up into the space, there's another kind of a narrower alleyway where you do see a figure standing there, a bit more in the shadows this time, kind of looking up in the direction towards where the house is.
I want to immediately cast Hold Person.
Alright, go ahead and... What's the save on that?
And I'm
How
going
far
to
away
use
are
my
they?
I'm going to use my last bit of meta magic heightened spell
Actually,
to give her disadvantage.
first of all, you guys were not, you guys were running.
Okay.
your position is made known. So, I need you to roll initiative first to see who
All
can
right.
act first.
What music do you
All
want?
right, baby. Come on. Let's go.
For this, let's do foreboding, track 14. What was it?
17.
17. Okay, that
I
is
got
a
24.
Yeah, of course you did.
okay. And
Lori will move
Plus
first.
8. We did that on purpose, Parker.
I was just saying, no, I know. That's why I said it like that. I'm like, of course you move first. That's.
Boy, rolled good. I got a 21.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think I didn't even slow down. I just kept running.
So it's all three of you, then this figure, and then Ilea.
Perfect.
Take it, Ilea.
Okay, so the three
Okay.
of you, what do you do?
Who's first? Oh, just all of us together?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter
Okay.
currently who goes first. But
How far,
How
Okay.
far are
were
they?
we when we noticed her?
they're still, I'd say, like 120 feet or so.
Okay. Well, I'll spend a turn dashing then.
Okay, so Varys begins rushing forward toward the alley.
I'm gonna start sneaking.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. I'm also running. I'm gonna dash as well.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet. She's 120
So-
feet.
Yeah. So you're half the
Okay.
distance after a dash.
So we're 60 feet now,
Mhm.
right?
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
gosh.
You see Ignaz's like hair kind of like glows with that like reddish pulse underneath. Some smoke kind of like trails out behind. I'm gonna action surge and double dash.
Okay. So you can
All
get
right.
right up to the person.
Get so double dashing. It's that action in action surge to dash plus movement. That'll get me to 90 feet. So I'm still 30 feet
Okay,
away.
so you're still 30 feet away.
I got a 28 on my stealth.
Okay. It's now the person's turn. Still in the shadows, you can't quite see
I'm
exactly
gonna-
who it is.
I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action Giant's Might as well on the way.
Okay.
Just get large.
So Ignaz begins to grow in size.
Oh my gosh, wait. I could have cast haste on him.
Too late.
Too
well.
late. Dang it.
Next time. We don't know what haste is. I don't know what haste is.
I don't know what haste
What
I don't know what
is
haste is. What is haste? What is this haste?
So, it's now the person's turn. You watch as the figure now sees you getting closer and closer, just begins to turn almost like into a mist and then disappear and vanish.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that.
Ilea catches up or dashes over to you. Mallory has gone away. She looks around and says, where'd they go?
So I'm gonna continue to run if it comes back around. Well, I guess it's still her turn, right? You got that flashy stuff still? You wanna do flash?
Ilea runs forward and you see her pull out her holy symbol, which is actually around her wrist. And she says the thing, and there's a bright flash of yellow golden sunlight just kind of pulses outwards from her. And there does not seem to be... Nothing seems to react to the presence.
When she turned to mist, did it look like the kind of mist that happens when I misty step? Like, do I recognize it as being what I do?
I'll say, go ahead, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I want to check something.
And
And
I have
depending-
not slowed down.
11.
So I'm gonna
Yeah, 11. You are, unfortunately, you gathered there was some sort of magical thing that happened, but you're not able to ascertain exactly what it might be.
I'm gonna
Alright.
run straight through the space where she was try to use blind sight to see if she's still there somewhere in 10 feet.
Even with your blind sight, as you're running through, there's nothing there.
Okay. Momentum carries me up the doorstep, up the steps to Halkirk's door, and I'm just gonna start banging on the door.
Okay, so you kind of have to like duck down and kind of crawl through the space.
I'll just reach under the
Yeah.
like this.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna sneak around and just check the windows, just as a heads up. We can do that after, though.
Okay, so the door opens, and it's the mother again, who opens the door and says, "What is going on?" She kind of sees the enlarged form of Ignatz there. Says, "What is this?" Kind of.
Ma'am. Sorry to bother you again so late at night. Your daughter's bad influence. We saw her around here, and it's looking bad. Just wanted you on the heads up.
What bad influence? And then you hear Halkirk's voice coming down from deeper into the room as well. Is it right? It is Medikashamak, isn't it? He kind of bustles
I don't know
forward.
what that is, but she just disappeared right in front of us. So get your family together, and I'm gonna take a couple steps back and look up.
Okay.
Is there anything on the second story that I look like I can reach and grab and pull myself up?
You could.
I guess I want to know, how
theoretically-
tall is this building?
Yeah, over here it's like 4 or 5 stories, but
Oh, okay,
but
never
the
mind.
stories are shorter than they are in other parts of the city. It's like dense apartment complex type style buildings with balconies in front.
I'm just gonna run around the side and start to King Kong my way up the fire escape.
Okay. Just kind of, are you climbing up the?
Yep, going up, looking for this weirdo.
Okay. Mallory, the windows. So, the only windows that really exist are on the back sides of this apartment building. Is that where you want to stealth over and climb?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me a quick little athletics check to climb to the second story.
12.
Okay. Just enough to kind of grab some finger holds on the edges of windows that kind of jut out and climb up. And you find one of the windows into the room. It looks like there might be 2 windows that belong to this one. You look through and you can see the door is open and the backs of Halkirk and his wife apparently conversing, or had just been finished conversing with Ignatz. It looks like the other window to your right would be perhaps a window into a bedroom. But
Okay,
just looking into this space, you don't see anything otherwise cause for alarm.
And not in the other window either?
Give me an acrobatics check to jump over to the other window.
Oh, finally, I can use my acrobatics. 24.
Oh, excellent. Will it be an impossible jump for nearly everybody else? You managed to get keep in mind, there's only like a centimeter of clearance to land and grab hold of these windows. But you open it and you look inside. Give me a perception check.
19, 20.
20. Okay. You look inside, and it looks like you can just kind of peer through some of the curtains. There's a gap that you look through. There's a small candle has been turned on, and it looks like Idrone and the other siblings are up, trying to be about something. Let's see, where's Parker?
I'm right here.
Okay, your image is just frozen, so I didn't know if you were connected or not. Where are you at right now?
I probably just made it up to the stairs behind them by the time they finished.
Okay.
By the time Ignat's finished relaying the info.
Okay. Let's see. I need to. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So, Mallory, as you're kind of looking through the window, you... Well... Yeah, okay. So, as you're looking through the window, you can see that there's activity, and then you just... The activity stops, and you just hear what sounds like a few bodies just kind of dropping to the floor.
Oh. Is the window open?
It's closed currently.
Can I open it?
Give me... Do you have your thieves' tools?
Yeah.
Give me a... This will be... Yeah, dexterity check with your proficiency bonus. Try to unlock it.
15.
Okay. You manage to find the clasp with your thieves' tools. You stick it in the gap, unlock it. You slide open. You look inside, and you see 4 people just on the ground. You don't see blood. They're just sleeping. You see the mother. You see Ijne and 2 other children. 2 other girls that are just asleep on the ground. Make a perception check.
Ooh. 24.
There's a small little closet that is pointing, or a small little closet that's opposite the wall that you're looking into. It's closed, but there is a slight gap, and you just see a finger, a hand, just kind of pointing at the space in the ground. And the finger has this long nail pointed,
Creepy as heck.
just kind of extending outward. And once they fall asleep, the hand curls back and the door slightly pushes over to the side, and you see this humanoid with this blue-purple skin kind of just standing there in these in the same clothes actually that the woman, the half-elf, was wearing, except now her visage has been replaced with this blue-skinned 2 horns that just kind of little stick out, long dark black hair in braids like dreadlocks. Just look over, and you see as they fall asleep, this person kind of steps out with a greedy smile on her face.
Can I shoot her?
We'll get to you in just a second. That was opening the
I'm like,
window.
this is my freaking time.
That was your turn. Ignatz and Varys.
Do we hear the thud of people falling to the ground?
You hear some thuds, and Halkirk turns around and says, "What was that?"
Go.
So
I'm gonna kind of
can
like
I
usher.
fit through the door?
You'd probably not be able to fit through the door enlarged.
Okay. How long do I think it would take me to get around the building?
if you dashed, I'd say you could get around in one turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take off.
I'm gonna run through the front door
You
with
said-
Aaliyah.
I'm
All
reading
right.
through it. I don't think I can actually drop Giant's Might before the minute's over.
So, at this point now, we're going to switch music. And we're going into track BO4.
Yeah.
BO4.
Yep.
Fiends.
And I need all of you to roll initiative.
Woo. Can I keep my one from before because it was so good?
This is a new one.
Oh, I rolled the same number.
You did?
Yeah. 21.
Whoa, I got the same number too. 17.
Wow.
Let's go.
27.
Okay.
I'm so here
Wow,
for
you
it.
got more fast.
Let me think about this. Okay, so Ignatz is out front. I'm using this map because that's what I thought where the fight was going to take place. So I'm just going to go with it rather than come up with a new map right now. So we got Ignatz there. We've got Mallory there. We've got.
I mean, I almost tried to push this lady off the building. I thought about it.
There. We've got Varys just inside the door. And then I'm not going to. Yeah, okay. And then I need to put in the person.
The personage.
Personage.
Person's bitch.
So does it look like a tiefling or something?
It looks like a tiefling. In some ways, some things look a little different. And it's in right there. So I think I just need to add one little wall. So I'll do that right here. Oh, and the window. So I will actually change that to be like that. And put in a wall like that. Okay.
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
I
Wait,
think-
you just finished, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Dang it.
Well, I gotta put in the initiatives. So,
Okay, I'll be right back.
what was your roll real quick? Oh, I guess he...
He got a 21.
Okay, Ignatz got 21. Varys, what was yours?
17.
And... Mallory?
27.
27. Okay, for the mysterious invader. Initiative 8.
Yes.
Oh no, what'd I do? Gosh dang it. I had everybody selected. I meant to delete one token, and since everybody was selected, everybody got deleted. Okay,
Oh.
so... Varys, remind me your initiative 17?
17, yeah.
And Mallory?
27.
27?
Your 10
Holy crap.
initiatives higher is
I rolled
insane.
a 19 and I get a +8.
That's
Aaliyah
insane.
has a 15. For
I also rolled a 19.
Invader, or for, yeah, 12.
He's a smooth operator.
Wow, going last.
Let's go.
Okay, so Mallory. I don't know.
So
Oh, you don't have dark vision. Well, there is a... Okay, let me add in that little light source.
I still can't see the map.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah, me
activate
either.
it. Okay.
Okay.
So, for reference, the apartment is this place. This is the alleyway. There's only like a 5-foot gap to run through. But then the rest of the apartment complex buildings kind of extend outward way to the left. So, the walls in question are these right here.
okay.
Okay.
Since I was sneaking, can I assume that she's gonna be surprised that I'm in the window?
You may, because you did roll really well on your stealth check.
Yeah, it's finally happening. I get to do all my cool stuff at once. Alright, I'm gonna try. Sorry. I'm gonna try to shoot her with my short bow.
Okay.
And I get advantage because she hasn't done anything yet, which means I just need to give it hits. It does. A 22 hit.
A 22 does hit, and I think you get your assassinate as well.
So it's a crit, right?
Correct.
Awesome. That's my short bow.
She comes creeping out of the
Okay.
closet like, and just get immediately like shot in the throat.
So that's gonna be. +27 plus 8 is 35.
7 plus 8. Yeah, 35.
35. Okay.
35.
So the arrow shoots out and it grazes across the neck, which should be a lethal blow to anyone that you've dealt many times before. The arrow kind of hits across her neck, and there is some kind of blood that kind of comes out, though it doesn't look terribly red, and it's not coming out as gushing as you would expect. And as the person that kind of pushes her hand up to her neck, she looks up at you with these yellow eyes, these kind of beady yellow eyes, and just kind of smiles.
Okay.
Gross.
Is there anything in the room that I can, like, if I hop in, I can try and, like, duck behind?
There's... I suppose you could, like, if you come to this corner right here, you could probably duck behind the bed. It's not represented accurately, but there is a bed that's kind of these two squares. So you could...
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you climb through the window.
Duck down. So as my bonus action, I'm going to hide.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Just rolls under the bed. They don't know where I am.
Nobody saw me.
Hey, Mr. Sneaky Snake.
19.
19?
That's pretty good.
Okay. You feel you are sufficiently hidden.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Ignatz, it's your turn.
Okay. I start to run. 5, 10.
You're still enlarged, aren't you?
I am big. Yeah. Big boy. I'm in the house. Okay. That was 30, I guess. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I'll let you go one more. Yeah.
Okay. And I can see this person across the room with the flaming hand. That's the baddie.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look at this creature, and I want to know, do I recognize it from any of the demon stuff that I studied?
Roll a history check with advantage.
6.
6? You do not.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna... I pull out my shield, and I pull out my pike. No, I can't wield the pike with one hand. You see my eyes flash kind of like a bright yellow, and the hair starts to smolder, and in my right hand as I reach out, I just kind of like grasp at the air and cast Flame Blade, and the flame scimitar just extends from my hand.
Awesome.
And I point it at her in the house and say, "You get out of here if you know what's good for you."
Okay. Varys, your go. You are muted. You are muted.
I thought you said you already did, and I was like, I did? Okay. I'm going to hold person.
You don't have a visual.
I don't have a visual yet?
No, you just heard. You can see a little, you can see the mom just suddenly unconscious right here in the doorway.
Okay. I'll move into the space.
Okay, now you see her.
Okay. I'll give her a hold person. I'm gonna say, hey, you still right there?
You cast hold person, and as you put out, she just kind of turns to you with a smile. There's no effect.
Yeah, okay.
She's not a people.
Well, alright then. In that case, I will quicken spell. And I'm gonna hit her with a Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Nice. So she will take 7 cold damage. Oh no, I get to roll 2 of those. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, level 5.
Plus 5, 12 cold damage.
12 cold damage. A bolt of blue frost energy streaks across her and strikes her on her shoulder, and you see some of the cold flakes strike and hit her. She just kind of shrugs it off, again with that malicious grin.
Alright, not a fan of that. I'm gonna back up away over here. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll go back to the corner of the room.
Okay. It's now Leah's turn. She's going to run in. Seeing people who are unconscious and seeing that, she's going to go ahead and make a religion check. And she does recognize what this creature is. This is a night hag.
Gross.
A night hag.
A night hag. So like a lot of the demons, she'll say magic is the way to go. Except for fire and cold.
Oh, come on.
That's just how it goes. But she will do a guiding bolt. On this creature. Ooh. That is a plus. Yeah, that hits. So, a bolt of yellow golden sunlight energy concentrates at Alia's hand as she shouts out this information and blasts at this creature, who takes 11 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, get him.
And the light kind of lingers around her, around the night hag, giving her advantage on the next strike. And I think she'll just take one step back. Now it's the night hag's turn, and she's going to. Oh, good to know. Let's see. Yeah. She just want to look around the room, see all the aggressors that are concentrated. And that same misty thing is going to happen, and she's going to vanish and disappear.
So she's not invisible because she's guiding bolt.
This seems... Yeah, she's not invisible. Whatever she's doing, this seems to be something different than how regular invisibility works.
I feel like we keep fighting creatures that have unlimited Misty Step, and it drives me insane.
I know
They
it
just
does.
get out of range. Alright. Well,
It's Mallory's turn.
are we still in combat?
We're still going to be in the order here.
Okay.
But I can't see her.
You just saw kind of this misty vibration of her feet, and then they vanished and disappeared.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my action to shoot her when she reappears. Or, like, if something starts moving. Does that make sense? Like, if it looks like she starts picking one of them up? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're looking to see if she's invisible and she starts doing something in the room, and you're just going to fire where it's happening.
I'm gonna try to, yeah.
Okay. Ignatz.
Unless she appears, or I think it's gonna hurt someone, then I won't, obviously.
Gotcha.
I call out to Ilea. I say, "Can you stay where I can see you, please? You said no fire?"
She'll respond and say, "Fire and ice aren't as effective against them."
Okay. I'm gonna take one step this way, peek around the corner. I don't see her on the map, which I think means I don't see her.
Correct.
Right. Then I'll step back over here. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's another window over here somewhere, right?
Yeah, I don't have it on the map. I can fix that real quick.
Okay. The point was to try to peek into this other room to see if I can spot her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where Varys is.
Yeah, that's where Varys is.
Okay. So I'll come back over this way, and I'll just end my turn right here.
Okay.
I will hold. I'm gonna look at my flame blade, and sadly, I will dismiss it, and I will reach into the shield pocket that I've got and pull out a net. I'm gonna hold my action to throw the net, or to use the cloud rune if she goes after the sleeping people.
Okay. Varys, your go. Oh, and Halkirk, for his part, he's just running out of the room, or for the moment, hiding in a corner. Parker is muted again.
Okay, so when the hold person didn't work, did it look like a magic won't work on this type of creature, or did it just look like it saved?
Well, considering that Ilea said that this is a night hag, hags are not persons. So the fact that the magic didn't work was just because it was the wrong target.
Oh, it's not a... Oh, so it looks humanoid, but it's not a humanoid.
Correct.
Okay. That makes sense. Alright, well, I'm going to back up to Ilea, so we're kind of around each other. And I'm also going to hold an action. So, what I'm going to do, telling you, I'm going to use Mind Spike, the cantrip Mind Spike. But what Varys is thinking is he really wants to try and like get in her head, and he really wants to try and like psych her out to stop her from doing more of this stuff. So he really is trying to focus on like as soon as she appears, just like going for her mentality.
Okay. So keep that in mind and remind me when it becomes relevant.
Okay.
Ilea is going. She doesn't like seeing people unconscious. She's going to do a perception check. Doesn't see anything. She's just going to spend her turn in the room, making sure that they're not in dire need of anything, and just verifying that they are just asleep. And she'll actually spend her turn waking them, because she realizes it's better for them to be awake with the night hag around. And so she'll just kind of slap all of them awake with her turn, and just say, "Stay close."
Cool.
So now it's the night hag's turn. You see her running out now, around into the alleyway to you, Ignatz. And
Do we all see her, or?
I think just Ignatz sees her currently. And she points at her finger and with a wry smile and says, "Well, I got out of there." And as she points her finger to you, we didn't look at what this does.
Kills
That's
me
never a good
instantly.
sign. Instant death.
Instant death. No saving throw. Nothing.
Yeah, because that's
Night
fun.
hag cast power word kill.
It's a spell attack.
Okay.
Okay, it is a... that is a 20 to hit.
Just barely hits.
Alright. So this
It's my
black
new HP.
ray of energy erupts from her finger and comes towards you. And all of your strength-based attacks deal half damage while affected by this. On the end of your turn, you can repeat a saving throw to overcome it.
Wait, I make a saving throw?
At the end of your turn.
Okay.
So you just feel this, suddenly, this weakness descend upon you, and you don't like how that feels.
Nope. Never felt this way before. And it's just strength-based attack. Damage. That's it.
Yeah, only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends.
Great. Sounds good.
And then she's just going to run back that way.
She didn't get in my net range, did she?
Unfortunately, she did not. Okay, Mallory, you heard Ignat's grunt outside as the window is opened.
Okay, I'll hop back up on the windowsill, I guess.
Okay.
So like here-ish?
You look at Ignatz and your friend, who's normally... he's already enlarged, but you see he's not as... looks like there is a bout of weakness that has suddenly overcome him. He's having to strain a little bit harder to lift his weapons and shields.
Do I see her?
You do not see her currently.
Well, now I guess I'm just splitting the windowsill, looking outside and inside, waiting for her to show up.
Okay. So you just...
Wait, where? You're right there. I think I would have pointed or like said something when she showed up.
Yeah.
Like, she's over there.
I can't tell which of these is the windowsill. But I don't see her where he's pointing.
Ignatz just shouted, she's around the corner. She's in the alleyway.
Is there like something
That's
I can?
over here.
Am I like close to the? Could I climb onto the roof?
No, the roof is like still like 3 stories higher above you.
And there's nothing really to climb on around the building, right?
Not on this, not on the backside.
Just me.
I'm gonna wait here this round and hold my action again, and then if nothing happens, I'll hop out of the building next time.
Okay. Ignatz, it's your turn.
Okay, well, I'm going. 5, 10, 15, or is that 20?
15.
Okay. I will put the net away and attempt to grapple.
Alright, make a grapple check.
30, 20.
Total of 20.
Yeah.
She rolled a natural 20 on her end.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do it again.
Do it again.
22.
2 okay, the second one will succeed. So the first time you come on, you're still kind of getting adjusted to this new weakness. And as you come around, she's running back away from you. But you manage to hold her down.
Okay. So, question. So, the rules, as far as I'm aware, of carrying something is unless I'm 2 sizes larger than it, I move at half speed, right?
I think so.
What about, like, if I don't move myself, but I just, like, drag the creature around me and, like, rotate? Does that use anything?
I'd say it would use, like... How about this? Depending on how well... Give me an athletics check, and depending on how high the roll, I'll say what you can do with that.
I rolled 2 3s, so that's an 11.
Okay. I'd say... Okay, you want to move her to where? Over here?
I want to move her into the window area so Mallory can shoot her in the face.
Okay. I'll say that's probably where you want to be anyway. It would take the rest of your movement to swing her around.
Okay, I'll do it.
And it makes sense because you are in a somewhat more weakened state than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of grab her and slam her around. And Mallory, you watch as Ignatz swings him around, holding this night hag, bringing her into your view. I believe you are holding your action.
Yes, I was.
Go ahead and roll for attack.
15. Ooh,
At 15?
that probably misses, doesn't it?
15 will miss, unfortunately.
Does mine also go off?
Can you see the hag from where you are?
I don't think you can see the hag from there.
Which are you in the? Oh,
Top
I'd
left.
have to go one more.
Outside the house.
Yeah, I have to go in one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the held action doesn't go off, but... Are you staying there?
I got her. Over here.
I can't move, can I? It's not my turn, though.
Oh, that was just a reaction. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in that case, Varys, it's your turn now.
Okay. I'm just gonna, hearing the voices, I'm gonna step in. I'm assuming I can see the hag now.
Yes, but there is covered bonuses right there.
Okay, that's all right. I'm not gonna be making an attack. She's gonna be making a save.
Okay.
I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna try the mind sliver again. So again, I'm just gonna kind of focus in on her mind and try to hit her right in the brain.
Is this
So
a
make an
cantrip?
intelligence. Yeah, it's a cantrip. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah. So are you going to do one of Varys's improvised things in addition with this?
No, this is just how the spell works.
Okay. Intelligence save.
Yeah, intelligence save.
That is a 19.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Nothing happens then.
Alright. By the way, the light is still around her. We forgot to do that, Mallory. Roll your attack again, because we forgot the advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 23?
That one will hit.
Yay.
Yeah, and it's sneak attack, because Ignatz is right there.
Yeah.
I like this retcon. Just a good retcon.
16.
16. Okay. This night hag is made of hardy stuff, but you shoot an arrow and it grazes her along her left arm. She still is doing okay for the time being. And now it's Aaliyah's go. And she's going to... She wants to do a spiritual weapon. She's going to shout out, and she's going to say, Night hags can travel through the ethereal plane. Try to keep her here as long as we can.
I'm doing my best. What's the ethereal plane?
The ethereal plane. She's just going to do a... She rolled really well. DC's not the best. She's gonna do spiritual weapon.
Nice.
Right there. A giant golden pitchfork appears and just makes a jab at the night hag.
Does it get flanking, or is that not a thing?
It's not technically a creature, so I don't think it does.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that will miss. With a 12. So that's Aaliyah's go. It's the night hag's turn.
Oh, I get to make another save for the strength thing, right?
That was at the... Oh yeah, at the end of your turn.
I didn't do that yet.
Yeah, make a constitution
What am I?
save.
What constitution? 16.
16. Will succeed.
Hey! Awesome.
So, she, at this point, is just going to look at the situation and disappear into mist again.
Dang it.
And you're still trying to hold on, and there's just nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, that's her turn. Mallory.
So she's just gone again.
She's just gone again. Yep.
Love it.
Um,
And I'm looking around.
on.
I don't see her on either side of this building.
well, I'm just gonna stay in my window and keep holding my action then.
Alright. Ignatz.
I see the floating pitchfork is on this side. I don't want to lose sight of the thing. Do something smart. It's probably too much to ask. I'm going to I'm gonna put away the shield, and I'm gonna put away the... Well, I wasn't holding anything else. I'm gonna put away the shield, I'm gonna pull out the longbow. I'm gonna hold my action to shoot her if I see her.
Okay.
And my action is 2 shots, I think. So I'm holding 2 arrows, I guess.
Alright. Varys, you doing anything?
I can't see her, right?
You do not have a visual on her, nope.
Okay.
Oh,
And the
one
sleeping
more
people
thing.
are all right here, right? So we're just kind of standing by them.
One more thing is I want to come around the side of the building so I can see in.
Okay. What'd you say, Varys?
I said all the sleeping people are right in here.
The people have been woken up by Aaliyah, and they're
There. Okay.
They've now exited the room. They're kind of hanging out in a corner.
Oh,
Oh, if they're hanging out over there, I'm gonna walk out to where they are.
Okay.
So they're around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I still don't see the night hag out here.
You do not see her there.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold my action then to do another mind sliver
Okay.
when I see her.
It's Aaliyah's turn, and she's going to ready a guiding bolt at level 3.
nice.
It's the Night Hag's turn. Those of you who are holding actions, are you changing anything for this round, or is it going to be the same?
Oh, she hasn't done anything?
She has not appeared.
Oh, it's back to us? Okay, I'm gonna...
Okay. Same
I
thing
see
for me.
into the room. I see there's nobody... Like, all the family has left the room. And I will use my movement to 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Peek around the corner. I don't see her again.
Nope.
Let me just... I could see that half of the room while I was over there, right? So, not over there. I will step back over here so I can see the family, and I'll dash to do that.
Okay.
Are they in like this corner over here?
Yeah, they're over here in this corner.
Okay. Works for me.
The rest of you are still staying put?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. You see her reappear in the room. So I think that's only Varys who's holding.
I'm also holding.
You don't have a visual on her though, so you can't see her.
Gotcha. Okay.
You were holding
Okay.
a mind spike, right?
Yeah, mind spike. Or mind sliver.
My gosh, I'm rolling really well for her.
My goodness.
22.
Yeah, okay. Nothing I can do about that.
So she reappears. That's her turn.
Oh,
Can I, as part of my reaction, call out that she's here?
Yeah, so Varys shuts out. She's here! Mallory, you hear Varys' echo back into the main room where the people are.
Where's the door?
It's like over here. Or here.
Okay. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20. Except that it won't let me, so maybe it's right here.
Yeah. That door's right there. So
There
5,
we
10,
go.
15, that's 20 feet to get there.
And where is everyone?
You see Varys looking over in this direction.
Okay.
You don't have dark
I
vision,
just-
so you can't see them.
Oh, I understand now. I was
Which,
like, I just
now that
can't-
it's become relevant, I think there would be small candles that have been placed. There's kind of a table here.
Hello.
So apparently she's right in the dark space that you can't see.
Awesome, that's so cool. I guess I'll shoot it anyway.
Okay, that's an attack with disadvantage.
Wow, I missed with double 2s.
Oh. So 2 arrows, one of them actually just goes out the door. Not striking anything. Ignatz, your go.
I will step to the right. There she is, and she's on the other side of my friends.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, Mallory, how could you miss? She was right 5 feet in front of you.
You missed.
And then I remember that Mallory can't see in the dark, and I will reach up and pull off my headband and throw it at her to
Okay.
try to loop it over her shoulder or something.
Okay, just for fun, give me a... I think this will be more of a dexterity check, because you're going for fine movement.
Well, I rolled like
When
crap
he yelled
again.
at me, I would have turned around to look at him and shoot him a glare, so I could try and catch it if it's maybe a half decent throw.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, it lands on the feet like a foot in front of you.
Okay.
I guess that's probably my action.
Probably.
Okay,
But it'll help Mallory out.
I'll stay put.
Varys.
Okay, well, I'll step to the side so that I'm not blocking Ignox's view. And then I'll hit her with another Mind Sliver.
Okay.
Third time's the charm, question mark?
Maybe. I think that's a... Intelligence. That is a 10.
Yay! So she will take 6 to 8 psychic damage, and now has a minus 1d4 from her next saving throw.
Nice. There's a... I'll do that to remind us that she's got that buff. So, describe how your Mind Spike looks now that it's finally landed.
Now that's finally worked.
Yeah.
So I imagine like all of the messages, so how I can like send message to people's minds. But this one was specific. I'm trying to like focus on like sending a message to someone's mind, like I would with that. But specifically the purpose of like hurting their mind, like hurting their psyche. So kind of like really big headache, almost like a vicious mockery would, but I'm not insulting them.
Mm-hmm. Just overloading
I'm just
the
going,
mind.
just overloading the mind.
Yeah. So, Ignatz, you look as, why is it saying, oh, that's the mouse. As Varys points over at the hag, and as he does, the hag's smile, wicked smile, goes away into one of racked pain, and she just kind of clutches her head, just, ah! Get out of my head!
The irony.
And then Ilea's turn. She's going to run out. She's still concentrating on her guiding bolt at level 3. And is going to loose it at the night hag. Roll well. I think that hits, guys.
Noise.
14, 20. Yeah. So I believe that's... let me double check the upcast.
20d8.
1d6. So
Psychic
6
radiant damage.
6d6 radiant.
Not bad, Ilea.
That's how many d6s I have. Ooh, guys. 3 6s.
Yeah.
Wow.
25 points of radiant.
Wow. That's a good hit.
Alright. Another vibrant blast of yellow sunlight energy shoots out from Ilea's hand and hits her. And the night hag is suddenly starting to look a bit worried. It's her turn. And she's going to say, "You put up a good fight. But I think we're finished here. Have a good night, sleep well, and have great dreams." And she's going to disappear and vanish.
Ah.
We're going to
Just to look
switch
around at
the
everyone.
music to 13.
You say that like we're not going to try chasing.
Where are we gonna chase her to?
I don't know, wherever she goes.
If you want to chase,
If
you
she
can
thinks
try.
she's going to live to come back.
Yeah, well,
Big
we
guns
can't exactly
not
follow her.
that.
Where are we gonna follow her to?
I'm
We
going to
don't even
peek
know
around
where
this
she went.
corner. I don't see her.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
That's about as far as I can get on my turn. I'm just like running around, rampaging, trying to see.
I'm gonna talk to Eileen and say, what else do you know about night hags?
Well, the demons. Not much I know. It's really important that they feed off of the dreams of people who are sleeping. They can give people nightmares, and it kind of corrupts them, makes them more agitated, and
See,
once they're finally corrupted, they like to collect those souls for themselves.
I see. So it's probably best if we don't go to sleep tonight until we find the thing.
Well, it depends. They're not. They're different from other demons and devils. They're smarter than a lot of them. They're a bit more cunning, and I think she just saw that she was outmatched and didn't want to pick a fight with us anymore.
But do you think that's enough?
I'm running around
Do you
outside going, "Fight me, you coward!"
Do you think that's enough for her to stop? You think she ain't not gonna bother us no more?
Well, I think she'd be stupid to try to come back for Idrine. Just means she'll find somebody else, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I wish we could have got to her, but I don't even know where she went.
It's hard to track them. I think there have to be other ways to track them, though. I don't know what those are yet.
Neither. Do you think you could ask your god?
I can try.
Well, best asking to it. But all the same, I think we should take watch tonight. I don't think anyone should be left alone.
It's probably a good thing.
As I'm running around outside, I'm just going around the perimeter, 10 feet from the wall, trying to use my blind sense to see if she's still anywhere nearby. And it looks like she's just totally gone.
It looks like she's pieced out.
Alright. Well, eventually the giant's might wears off.
Mm-hmm.
The front door panting a little bit.
Halkirk and his family and his three girls there with his wife, they're kind of huddled. And as the shock of this thing kind of begins to subside, Halkirk's look of concern turns more into more of a victorious smile. He says, "Ha! I was right! Medikashamak it was! I knew that you would never do those things, Idrine. I knew it!" And Idrine, for her part, looks absolutely mortified. And they're just scared, but Halkirk seems to think that he's won the battle.
That's awesome.
Well, all the same, Halkirk, I think it's best if we keep watch tonight.
Yes, this thing is good. I had no idea that my friends were capable of such things. I think you are very good friends to have. Yes, by all means, please stay the night. What is ours is yours. Anything to help keep my family safe.
Of course, we'll keep an eye out, and we might ask that you join us on one of the watches. Or
Yes, I will do this. So,
all right.
For the sake of this, I'll just have everybody who's giving watch just give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Okay.
And a 13.
All right. So you guys stay there in the small place, make a space for yourselves. Take your turns with your watch, and it seems that the night hag's words were true. There's no further evidence. Ilea told you what to look for in case she did return. Anybody thrashing in their sleep with a nightmare suddenly. You see none of that. And as the morning comes, you've all made it through the night, and with no further evidence of the night hag's appearance.
Cool.
All right.
Rest.
Did we get our long rests?
You did get your long rest, and we'll go back to the large city soundtrack number 1. How are we doing on time, everybody?
I probably gotta wrap up here.
Okay, because this would be a good place to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
works for me.
So,
Okay.
with the mystery of Howkirk's daughter fully resolved, for the time being, perhaps. Once again, in Howkirk's gratitude, you leave the small place and back out into the city as a new day and new time to adventure awaits you. So we'll pick up there next time.
Nice.
Okay. Good game, guys.